What if I told you that everything you've ever wanted, every dream you've ever had, is already inside of you, just waiting to be unlocked? Right now, in this very moment, you stand on the edge of a profound transformation. You've been living a life that's only a shadow of your true potential, and it's time to step into the light of who you were always meant to be. Imagine waking up every single day with absolute clarity, confidence, and power. Imagine knowing without a doubt that you are the creator of your reality. You are the alpha, the beginning, the source, the force that shapes everything around you. This is not a fantasy. This is your truth, a truth that has always been embedded in your DNA, waiting for you to remember it. You are more than your past, more than your current circumstances, more than the labels that society has placed upon you. You are a walking miracle capable of transforming your life and manifesting the extraordinary. And it starts right now with the awakening of your true power, your God mode. Are you ready to remember who you truly are? Welcome to the Alpha Manifesto. Chapter 1. The Truth About Your True Nature. What if I told you that everything you've ever wanted is already within you? The power to create, to transform, to manifest the life of your dreams is already inside your DNA. What if the key to unlocking that power is simply remembering who you truly are? Right now, in this very moment, you stand at a threshold. Behind you lies everything you've been told about who you are, the labels, the limitations, the small box society tried to squeeze you into. Ahead of you lies something magnificent, something so powerful that most people spend their entire lives never daring to look at it directly. You are not who you think you are. Let me say that again, because this truth is so fundamental, so earth-shattering, that your mind might try to skip right past it. You are not who you think you are. You are not the sum of your past failures. You are not defined by your current circumstances. You are not the person your parents raised, your teachers molded, or your peers judged. You are something far greater. Think about this for a moment. The same intelligence that orchestrates the movement of galaxies, that causes your heart to beat without your conscious thought, that heals your wounds and regulates trillions of cellular processes every single second. That same intelligence lives within you, not near you, not around you, within you. You are a walking miracle wrapped in skin, animated by the same force that powers the sun and spins the planets in their orbits. The ancient texts called it by many names: the divine spark, the Christ consciousness, the Buddha nature, the Atman. But names don't matter. What matters is this: you carry within you the blueprint of infinite possibility. This is not metaphor. This is not wishful thinking. This is scientific and spiritual truth, merging into one undeniable fact. Your DNA contains more information than all the libraries in the world combined. Your brain creates more neural connections than there are stars in the Milky Way. Your body performs more complex calculations in a single second than the most advanced supercomputers on Earth. And yet, we've been conditioned to believe we're somehow limited, somehow less than, somehow ordinary. The greatest lie ever told is that you need something outside yourself to be complete, that you need to find yourself, when in reality, you need to remember yourself. You need to remember what you've always been: a creator, a force of nature, a being of unlimited potential operating in God mode. I know this might sound audacious. Your rational mind might be pushing back right now, listing all the reasons why this can't be true, all the evidence of your limitations. That's okay. That resistance is simply old programming, old conditioning, trying to keep you safe in the comfort zone of mediocrity. But here's what I want you to understand. Every great achievement in human history began with someone who refused to accept the limitations others placed upon them. Every innovation, every breakthrough, every moment of transcendence started with a person who dared to believe they were capable of more. The Wright brothers were told humans could never fly. Roger Bannister was told no human could run a 4-minute mile. Steve Jobs was told people didn't need personal computers. Yet they all tapped into something deeper than conventional wisdom. They accessed a truth that you, right now, are beginning to access. They remembered who they truly were. And who are you? You are a conscious, creative force in the universe. You are not a victim of circumstances, but a master of destiny. You are not a passive observer of life, but an active participant in creation itself. You have been given the most powerful gift in existence, the ability to choose, to imagine, to believe, and to manifest. This is your Alpha Manifesto, the declaration of your true nature. You are the Alpha, the beginning point of your own reality. Everything in your life stems from the consciousness you hold within. Your thoughts are not random electrical impulses. They are creative forces that shape your reality. Your beliefs are not mere opinions. They are the architecture of your experience. Look around you right now. Everything you see that was made by human hands first existed as a thought in someone's mind. The chair you're sitting in, the device you might be listening to this on, the building around you, all of it was imagined before it was created. Thought became thing. Imagination became reality. This is the fundamental nature of our universe, and you are a master of this process, whether you realize it or not. The question isn't whether you have this power. The question is whether you're using it consciously or unconsciously. Are you creating by default or by design? Are you manifesting your fears or your dreams? Most people sleepwalk through life, their power switched to autopilot, their God mode dormant. They react instead of respond. They accept instead of create. They survive instead of thrive. But not you, not anymore, because you're here reading these words, and that means something has awakened within you. A remembering has begun. This is your invitation to step into your true nature, not to become something you're not, but to become what you've always been. To stop playing small and start playing infinite. To recognize that the same power that created mountains and oceans and stars also flows through your veins. You are magnificent, you are powerful, you are limitless, and the journey to fully activating your God mode starts right here, right now, with this simple truth. You are not who you think you are so much more. Welcome to the awakening. Chapter 2. The invisible forces that control you. There's a game being played all around you every single second of every single day. It's a game with rules so fundamental that they govern everything from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy. And here's the most important part. You've been playing this game your entire life, but nobody ever told you the rules. These are the invisible forces, the universal laws that shape reality itself. And right now, whether you know it or not, they're working either for you or against you. They're either lifting you up or holding you down. They're either manifesting your dreams or crystallizing your fears into reality. The law of gravity doesn't care if you believe in it. Jump off a building and you're coming down regardless of your faith or skepticism. The same is true for the invisible laws that govern consciousness, energy, and manifestation. They're operating all the time, impartially, mechanically, precisely. Let me introduce you to the first and most powerful, the law of attraction. You've probably heard this term before. Maybe you rolled your eyes at it. Maybe you tried it and gave up when nothing happened. But here's what most people miss. The law of attraction isn't something you turn on or off. It's not a technique or a trick. It's a fundamental force of the universe, as constant as gravity, as reliable as the sunrise. Everything in this universe is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Your thoughts are energy. Your emotions are energy. Your body is energy moving slow enough to appear solid. An energy of like frequency attracts energy of like frequency, always, without exception. Think about it. When you walk into a room angry, what happens? Other people feel it, even if you haven't said a word. When you're genuinely happy, your joy becomes contagious. This isn't magic, it's physics. You're broadcasting a frequency, and the universe is responding by sending you matching frequencies back. Right now, you're like a living radio tower, constantly broadcasting signals out into the world. And what are you broadcasting? Whatever you're thinking, feeling, and believing most consistently. Your dominant thoughts and emotions create a vibrational signature, and that signature determines what you attract into your life. This is why positive thinking alone doesn't work. It's not about putting a happy face on a fearful heart. It's about genuinely shifting your frequency at the deepest level. The universe doesn't respond to your words or your wishes. It responds to your vibration. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If your life isn't what you want it to be, you've been attracting exactly what matches your dominant frequency. Your current reality is a perfect mirror of your internal state. That's not judgment. That's just how the law works. But here's the empowering truth. The moment you understand this, everything changes. Because if you created this reality unconsciously, imagine what you can create consciously. Now let me introduce you to the law of vibration, the foundation beneath the law of attraction. Everything in the universe is in constant motion, constantly vibrating. Nothing rests. Your body is vibrating. Your thoughts are vibrating. Money is vibrating. Health is vibrating. Love is vibrating. Everything exists at a specific frequency. When you match your frequency to what you desire, you don't attract it. You become it. You align with it. You step into the same energetic reality where it already exists. Consider the law of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. Your outer world is a direct reflection of your inner world. You can't have chaos inside and expect peace outside. You can't have poverty consciousness and expect abundant results. The external always mirrors the internal, perfectly and precisely. Then there's the law of cause and effect. Every action has a reaction. Every thought you think is a cause set into motion. Nothing happens by chance. Nothing is random. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the creator of them. Every effect in your life can be traced back to a cause you set in motion, whether you did it consciously or not. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy states that energy is always moving, always changing form. This means you can change anything, your financial situation, your relationships, your health. None of it is fixed. Energy is constantly transforming, and you have the power to direct that transformation through your focused intention. And perhaps most importantly, there's the law of rhythm. Everything flows in cycles, the seasons, the tides, your own energy levels. There are times to push forward and times to rest, times to act and times to receive. When you align with these natural rhythms instead of fighting them, you move with the universe instead of against it. Here's what all of this means for you. You've been playing a game without knowing the rules, but now you're learning them. And once you understand how these forces work, you can stop being a victim of circumstance and become a master of destiny. These laws don't play favorites. They work for everyone equally. The billionaire and the broke person are subject to the same forces. The difference is awareness. The difference is conscious application. The difference is understanding that you're not subject to these laws. You're working with them. Every moment of your life, you're either creating consciously or unconsciously. You're either directing these forces or being directed by them. You're either the chess piece or the chess player. Think about the people you consider successful, powerful, or seemingly blessed. What you're seeing isn't luck, it's alignment. They've tapped into these invisible forces, either consciously or unconsciously, and they're working with the current instead of swimming against it. The universe is not neutral. It's a massive, intelligent system responding to your input constantly. It's saying yes to whatever you're broadcasting most consistently, not what you occasionally think about, but what dominates your consciousness, not what you want in theory, but what you believe is possible for you at the deepest level. And here's the beautiful, terrifying, empowering truth. You can change your broadcast right now. In this very moment, you can shift your frequency. You can start working with these laws instead of against them. You can stop being unconsciously controlled by invisible forces and start consciously directing them. The question is simple. Are you ready to stop being a passenger in your own life and become the driver? Are you ready to learn the rules of the game so you can finally start winning? Because these forces are working right now. They never stop. They never sleep. They're creating your tomorrow based on what you're thinking, feeling, and believing today. So, what are you creating? Chapter 3. The Hidden Power of Your Mind. Your mind is the most powerful technology in the known universe, more complex than any computer, more creative than any artificial intelligence, more capable than you've ever been told. And yet, for most people, it's like owning a Ferrari and only ever driving it in first gear. Let me tell you something that might blow your mind. Scientists estimate we use less than 10% of our brain's true capacity. Some say it's even less. That means 90% or more of your mental power is sitting dormant, waiting to be activated, waiting for you to remember how to use it. But here's the real secret. It's not about using more of your brain. It's about using it differently. It's about understanding that your mind isn't just a biological computer processing information. It's a creative force that literally shapes your reality. Every single thing you see in your physical world right now started as a thought. The building you're in, the clothes you're wearing, the technology around you, all of it existed first as an invisible idea in someone's mind, before it manifested in physical form. Thought became thing. Imagination became reality. This isn't mystical, it's mechanical. Your thoughts create neural pathways. Those neural pathways create beliefs. Those beliefs create behaviors. Those behaviors create results. And those results reinforce your beliefs, creating a feedback loop that either lifts you up or keeps you stuck. Think about that for a moment. Your mind is constantly creating feedback loops. Most people have negative loops running. I'm not good enough, so I don't try, so I don't succeed, which proves I'm not good enough. Round and round they go, wondering why their life never changes. But here's where it gets exciting. You can interrupt that loop right now. You can create a new pathway. You can literally rewire your brain through conscious thought and focused intention. Neuroscience calls it neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections and pathways throughout your entire life. You are not stuck with the brain you were born with. You are not limited by your past programming. Every thought you think is physically changing the structure of your brain. Every belief you hold is reinforcing certain neural pathways, while others fade away. You are literally sculpting your mind in every moment. But most people don't direct this process. They let random thoughts run wild. They let their mind be programmed by the news, by social media, by the opinions of others. They're like a garden left untended, wondering why weeds grow instead of flowers. Your mind is a garden, and you are the gardener. What are you planting? What are you watering? What are you allowing to grow? Here's something that will change your life. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. Read that again. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. When you vividly imagine something, your brain fires the same neural pathways as if you were actually experiencing it. This is why athletes visualize their performance. This is why surgeons mentally rehearse procedures. This is why successful people spend time each day imagining their ideal future, because their brain is literally practicing that reality. creating the neural infrastructure to make it happen. You can use this right now. You can start mentally rehearsing your ideal life. You can create such a vivid image of your success that your brain begins to believe it's already happening. And when your brain believes something is real, it will find ways to make it real in your physical world. This is mind over matter in its truest form, not moving objects with your thoughts, but shaping your reality through focused intention and belief. Your mind is constantly scanning your environment for evidence to support your beliefs. If you believe you're unlucky, you'll notice every negative thing that happens and ignore the positive. If you believe you're blessed, you'll see opportunities everywhere and setbacks as temporary redirections. The reticular activating system in your brain is like a filter deciding what information to let in and what to ignore. Right now, it's set to filter reality based on your current beliefs. But you can reset that filter. You can tell your brain, show me opportunities, show me abundance, show me possibilities. And it will. Not because the world changes, but because your perception changes. And perception is reality. Think about the placebo effect. People take sugar pills believing they're medicine, and their bodies heal. That's not magic. That's the power of belief activating the body's natural healing systems. Your mind literally creates chemical and biological responses based on what you believe. So what are you believing about yourself? What story have you been telling about your capabilities, your worth, your potential? Because that story is creating your reality right now. That narrative is either empowering you or imprisoning you. Here's the truth most people never realize. Your limitations are not real. They're learned. You weren't born believing you couldn't achieve great things. You were programmed to believe that. And if it was programmed in, it can be programmed out. Every I can't is just a belief, not a fact. Every I'm not is just conditioning, not truth. Every limitation you perceive is just a mental construct that can be deconstructed and rebuilt. The most powerful question you can ask yourself is this: what would I do if I knew I could not fail? Because the only thing standing between you and that answer is fear. And fear is just a thought, and thoughts can be changed. Your mind has the power to heal your body, attract abundance, solve complex problems, and create breakthrough innovations. But only when you learn to direct it consciously. Only when you stop letting it run on autopilot and start programming it intentionally. This is not theory. This is not positive thinking fluff. This is the fundamental truth about how your mind works. You are thinking yourself into existence every single day. The question is, what existence are you creating? Right now, in this moment, you can decide to use your mind differently. You can choose thoughts that empower rather than limit. You can focus on possibilities instead of problems. You can imagine your success with such clarity that your brain begins to accept it as inevitable. Your mind is not your enemy. It's your most powerful ally. But like any powerful tool, it needs to be wielded with skill and intention. You wouldn't give a chainsaw to someone who doesn't know how to use it safely. Yet we walk around with the most powerful creative tool in the universe, our mind, without ever learning how to use it properly. Until now, because now you understand. Your mind is not just observing reality, it's creating it. Every thought is a seed. Every belief is a blueprint. Every image you hold in your mind is a magnetic force pulling that reality towards you. So think bigger, believe deeper, imagine bolder, because your mind is ready to create miracles. The only question is, are you ready to let it? Chapter 4. Breaking the chains of the past. There's a weight you've been carrying. You might not even realize it's there because you've been carrying it for so long that it feels like part of you, but it's not. It's baggage. It's chains forged from old wounds, past failures, childhood programming, and stories you've been telling yourself for years. And today, we're going to break those chains. Here's a truth that might sting a little. Your past is not your prison unless you choose to stay locked inside it. The things that happened to you, the failures, the rejections, the traumas, the disappointments, they're events, not identities. They're chapters in your story, not the whole book. But somewhere along the way, you started believing that your past defines your future. You started thinking that because something happened to you before, it will happen again. You started identifying with your wounds instead of your wholeness. Let me ask you something. If you knew that every limiting belief you hold about yourself was learned, not inherent, not true, but simply learned, would you still hold on to it? Think about a child. Children believe they can be anything. A 5-year-old will tell you without hesitation that they're going to be an astronaut, a superhero, or the president. They don't doubt. They don't limit themselves. They simply believe in infinite possibility. What happened between that child and who you are now? Life happened. People told you no. Teachers said you weren't smart enough. Parents said money doesn't grow on trees. Friends said you were being unrealistic. Society said to be practical, be realistic, be like everyone else. And slowly, belief by belief, you built a cage around your potential. But here's the beautiful truth. You built it, which means you can dismantle it. Every bar in that cage is just a belief. Every chain is just a story, and beliefs can be changed. Stories can be rewritten. The first step is recognition. You need to see your limiting beliefs for what they are. Not truths, but programs. Not facts, but interpretations. Not who you are, but who you were taught to be. What are the stories you tell yourself? I'm not good with money. I'm not the type of person who succeeds. I always fail at relationships. I'm not smart enough. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not destined for greatness. Listen to those stories. Really listen, because they're running in the background of your mind like software code, creating your reality line by line, decision by decision, day by day. Now ask yourself, who wrote this code? Was it you at your highest, most empowered state? Or was it you at your lowest, trying to protect yourself from more pain? Was it based on truth, or was it based on a limited perspective from a moment in time that no longer exists? Here's something profound. The person who hurt you 10 years ago doesn't exist anymore. Not really. They've changed. Cells in their body have completely regenerated. They've had new experiences, new thoughts, new realizations. They're literally not the same person, and neither are you. You are not the person who failed 5 years ago. You are not the child who was told they weren't enough. You are not the teenager who was rejected. Those versions of you existed, yes, but they're not who you are right now. You've learned, you've grown, you've evolved. So why are you still carrying their baggage? Forgiveness is not about them, it's about you. It's about releasing the energetic weight that keeps you anchored to the past. Every resentment you hold, every grudge you carry, every "I'll never forget what they did" is a chain keeping you from flying. And the person you need to forgive most is yourself. You've made mistakes, you've failed, you've hurt people, you've fallen short of your own expectations. So what? That's called being human. That's called growing. That's called learning. But for some reason, we hold ourselves to this impossible standard where we're supposed to get everything right the first time, never stumble, never fall, never mess up. That's not how life works. That's not how growth works. That's not how mastery is achieved. Every master was once a disaster. Every expert was once a beginner. Every success story includes chapters of failure. The difference is they didn't let those chapters define the book. Your mistakes are not evidence that you're broken. They're evidence that you're brave enough to try. Your failures are not proof that you can't succeed. They're proof that you're willing to risk. Your past is not a prophecy. It's a classroom. But most people get stuck in that classroom, replaying the same lessons over and over, never graduating to the next level. They become so identified with their wounds that they don't know who they'd be without them. Let me tell you who you'd be. Free. Free to take risks without the fear of repeating past failures. Free to love without the fear of past heartbreaks. Free to try without the fear of past criticisms. Free to be who you're meant to be without the chains of who you've been. This freedom requires a choice, a conscious, deliberate choice to release the past, not to forget it. Forgetting is different than forgiving. You remember the lessons, but you release the pain. You keep the wisdom, but you drop the weight. How do you do this? It starts with a decision. Right here, right now, you decide that your past no longer has power over your present. You acknowledge what happened. You honor the pain it caused, and then you let it go. You don't need a ceremony. You don't need a ritual. You just need a moment of clarity where you say, that was then, this is now. I am not who I was. I am becoming who I choose to be. And then you make a different choice. Instead of telling the old story, you start writing a new one. Instead of identifying with your wounds, you identify with your resilience. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of your past, you see yourself as the hero who survived it and grew stronger. This is not about toxic positivity or pretending pain didn't happen. This is about refusing to let that pain become your identity. This is about recognizing that you are not your circumstances. You are your response to them. Every limiting belief you have can be traced back to a moment, a person, or an experience. And in that moment, you made a decision about yourself, about others, or about the world. You decided something was true, but it was never truth. It was interpretation, and interpretations can change. So right now, choose a different interpretation. Choose empowerment over victimhood. Choose possibility over limitation. Choose your potential over your past. The chains are breaking. Can you feel it? The weight is lifting. The prison door is opening. And on the other side is not perfection. It's freedom. The freedom to try again, to dream again, to become again. Your past happened, but it's not happening now. Right now, you are here, alive, aware, and reading these words. Right now, you have the power to choose what comes next. And what comes next is entirely up to you. The chains are broken, you are free. Now the question is, what will you do with that freedom? Chapter 5. A Glimpse of God Mode. Now we arrive at the moment of truth. You've awakened to your true nature. You understand the invisible forces that shape reality. You've discovered the power of your mind. You've broken free from the chains of your past. And now you're ready for a glimpse of what awaits you, the state we call God Mode. But before we go there, I need you to understand something crucial. God Mode is not a destination. It's not some faraway achievement that requires decades of meditation in a cave or a lightning bolt of enlightenment. It's a state of being that you can access right now. It's always been within you, just waiting to be activated. So what exactly is God Mode? Imagine waking up every morning with absolute clarity about who you are and what you're capable of. Imagine moving through your day with unshakable confidence, not from arrogance, but from deep knowing. Imagine facing challenges not with fear, but with curiosity, knowing that you have the resources within you to handle anything that comes your way. Imagine living in such alignment with your purpose that synchronicities become normal. Doors open before you knock. People appear exactly when you need them. Opportunities present themselves as if the universe is conspiring in your favor, because it is. This is God Mode. It's a state of absolute self-mastery where you're no longer reacting to life, you're creating it. Where you're no longer a victim of circumstances, you're the architect of destiny. Where you're no longer seeking fulfillment outside yourself, you've found it within. In God mode, you understand that you are both the question and the answer, the problem and the solution, the student and the teacher. You realize that everything you've been searching for externally has been internal all along. Let me paint you a picture of what this looks like in practical terms. In God mode, your relationship with fear changes completely, not because fear disappears, it doesn't, but because you no longer let it drive your decisions. You feel the fear and move forward anyway, knowing that fear is just energy, just sensation, just your body's outdated protection system, trying to keep you safe from dangers that no longer exist. You understand that fear is often just excitement in disguise. That nervous feeling before you do something big, that's not a stop sign, it's a signal that you're about to level up. In God mode, you welcome that feeling. You run toward it instead of away from it. In God mode, your relationship with failure transforms. You stop seeing it as evidence of your inadequacy and start seeing it as feedback. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every closed door becomes redirection toward the right door. Thomas Edison didn't fail 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. He successfully discovered 10,000 ways that didn't work. That's God mode thinking. That's the mindset of someone who understands that there are no failures, only outcomes. And every outcome provides valuable information. In God mode, your relationship with others shifts dramatically. You stop comparing yourself to anyone else because you understand that you're on your own unique path. You stop competing for validation because you validate yourself. You stop needing approval because you approve of yourself. And paradoxically, when you stop needing love and approval from others, you receive more of it. When you stop seeking external validation, you become magnetic. People are drawn to your energy because you're not trying to take from them. You're overflowing with your own abundance. In God mode, you become a conscious creator. You wake up and decide what frequency you're going to broadcast today. You choose your thoughts intentionally. You guard your energy fiercely. You consume content that elevates you and distance yourself from anything that diminishes you. You understand that every choice is a vote for the person you're becoming. Every thought is a seed. Every action is a statement of who you are, and you make these choices consciously, deliberately, powerfully. In God mode, you stop living in the future or dwelling in the past. You become fully present, fully here, fully now. You understand that this moment, right here, right now, is the only moment where your power exists. The past is gone, the future isn't here yet, but right now, in this eternal now, you have the power to choose, to act, to create. And when you're fully present, something magical happens. Time seems to expand. Life becomes richer. Colors become more vivid. Experiences become more intense. You're not just going through life, you're experiencing life. In God mode, you develop what I call the alpha awareness, the ability to see patterns, opportunities, and possibilities that others miss. Your intuition becomes sharper. Your instincts become more reliable. You start making decisions that seem to work out perfectly, not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. You're tapped into a level of intelligence that goes beyond the logical mind. You're accessing universal intelligence, collective wisdom, the field of infinite possibility. Some call it intuition. Some call it God. Some call it the universe. The name doesn't matter. What matters is that you're connected to it, receiving guidance from it, acting in harmony with it. In God mode, abundance becomes your natural state. Not just financial abundance, though that often follows, but abundance in every area of life. Abundance of energy, of joy, of love, of opportunities, of meaningful connections. You stop living in scarcity, always worried there's not enough. You start living in overflow, trusting that more is always available. And here's the beautiful thing. The more you give from this place of abundance, the more you receive. Not because you're trying to manipulate the universe with some transactional exchange, but because giving and receiving are the same energy flowing in a circle. You can't dam up one without blocking the other. In God mode, your health improves, not because you suddenly become superhuman, but because you're no longer poisoning yourself with stress, negativity, and self-limiting beliefs. Your body responds to your elevated state. Your immune system strengthens. Your energy increases. You look better, feel better, perform better, not from external changes, but from internal transformation. In God mode, you understand that you're not separate from anything. You're not separate from nature, from other people, from the universe itself. You're a part of the whole, and the whole is a part of you. This isn't some abstract spiritual concept. It's a felt reality. You experience your interconnectedness with all of life. And from this place of connection, compassion arises naturally, not forced, not performed, but genuine, authentic compassion because you recognize yourself in everyone else. Their joy is your joy. Their pain is your pain, not in a way that depletes you, but in a way that connects you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds amazing, but is it really possible? Can I actually live like this? The answer is yes. Absolutely yes. But, and this is important, it requires commitment. It requires practice. It requires you to choose this state of being over and over again, especially when it would be easier to slip back into old patterns. God mode is not a permanent high. It's not constant bliss. Life still happens. Challenges still arise. You'll still have bad days. The difference is how you experience them and how quickly you return to your center. Think of it like this. Before, when something went wrong, you might have spiraled for days, weeks, or months. In God mode, you might still feel the impact, but you recover faster. You see the lesson quicker. You return to your power sooner. It's like building a muscle. At first, maintaining this state takes a conscious effort, but the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Until one day, you realize that God mode isn't something you're doing. It's who you are. And that's the ultimate realization. God mode was never about becoming someone new. It was always about remembering who you truly are. It was about stripping away everything that isn't you, all the conditioning, all the limiting beliefs, all the false identities, until only your true essence remains. That essence is powerful, it's limitless, it's divine. You've caught a glimpse now. You've seen what's possible. You've felt the stirring of something magnificent within you. In the acts that follow, we'll dive deeper. We'll give you the tools, the strategies, the practices to fully embody this state. We'll show you how to integrate God mode into every area of your life. Your relationships, your career, your health, your purpose. But for now, just sit with this feeling, this excitement, this possibility, this knowing that you're capable of so much more than you've been living. You've awakened, the journey has begun, and nothing will ever be the same. Welcome to your God mode. Chapter 6. The Law of Attraction. The universe is listening. Let me tell you something that will change everything. The universe is listening to you right now, not to your words, not to your wishes, not to your prayers. It's listening to your energy, it's responding to your frequency, and it's giving you exactly what you're broadcasting, whether you realize it or not. The law of attraction isn't some new age concept invented by motivational speakers. It's a fundamental force that's been operating since the beginning of time. Ancient civilizations knew it. Mystics practiced it. Quantum physicists are now proving it. And you've been using it your entire life. You just didn't know you were in control of it. Here's how it works. Everything in the universe is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Your thoughts are energy. Your emotions are energy. Your desires are energy. And like attracts like, always, without exception, without judgment. The universe doesn't care if you want abundance or poverty. It doesn't judge whether you deserve love or loneliness. It simply responds to whatever frequency you're emitting most consistently. It's like a cosmic mirror reflecting back to you the exact energy you're putting out. Think about it this way. Imagine you're at a radio station. If you tune your dial to 101.5 FM, you'll receive the signal broadcasting on 101.5 FM. You won't get the station broadcasting on 95.3 no matter how much you want to. You have to match the frequency. Your life works the same way. If you want abundance but you're vibrating at the frequency of scarcity, worrying about bills, focusing on what you don't have, believing money is hard to come by, then you're tuned to the scarcity station, and that's what you'll receive. But when you shift your frequency to match abundance, feeling grateful for what you have, focusing on possibilities, believing in your worthiness to receive, you tune into the abundance station, and the universe delivers. Let me give you a real-world example. Think about someone who's always complaining about how unlucky they are. They can't catch a break. Nothing ever works out for them. What are they doing? They're broadcasting a frequency of victimhood and lack, and the universe, being the perfect mirror it is, keeps reflecting that back to them. They attract more situations that prove their belief that they're unlucky. Now think about someone who seems to have the Midas touch. Everything they try works out. Opportunities fall into their lap. They're in the right place at the right time. What's happening? They're broadcasting a frequency of expectation and abundance. They expect good things, so they notice opportunities others miss. They believe things work out for them, so they take bold action, and the universe matches that energy. Here's the part that most people struggle with. The universe responds to what you are, not what you want. You can want wealth all day long, but if you're being broke, thinking broke thoughts, feeling broke emotions, taking broke actions, you'll stay broke. This is why affirmations alone don't work for most people. They stand in front of a mirror saying, "I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am wealthy," while their entire being is screaming, "This isn't true, look at my bank account." The universe doesn't hear the words. It feels the vibration, and the vibration of desperate affirmation is very different from the vibration of genuine abundance. So how do you actually use the law of attraction consciously and effectively? First, get clear on what you want. And I mean crystal clear, not vague wishes like, "I want to be happy" or "I want more money." Specific, detailed, emotionally charged desires. What does your ideal life look like? What are you doing? Who are you with? How do you feel? The more specific you are, the more focused your signal becomes. Second, align your energy with that desire. This is where most people fail. They know what they want, but their energy is completely misaligned. They want love, but they're bitter about past relationships. They want success, but they resent successful people. They want health, but they hate their body. You have to become the energy of what you desire. If you want love, you have to embody love. Loving yourself, loving others, loving life. If you want abundance, you have to embody abundance. Being generous, feeling grateful, seeing wealth everywhere. If you want success, you have to embody success. Thinking like successful people think, acting like successful people act, feeling how successful people feel. Third, take inspired action. The law of attraction is not about sitting on your couch, visualizing $1 million falling from the sky. It's about aligning your energy and then following the impulses, intuitions, and opportunities that arise. When you're in alignment, action doesn't feel forced. It feels inspired. You're pulled toward opportunities rather than pushing against obstacles. Fourth, trust the process. This is huge. The universe has infinite intelligence and can orchestrate circumstances in ways your limited human mind cannot comprehend. Your job is not to figure out how your desire will manifest. Your job is to hold the frequency and trust that it will manifest in the perfect way at the perfect time. Let me tell you about Sarah. She wanted to start her own business but had no idea how. She had no capital, no connections, no business experience, but she got clear on her vision. She felt the excitement of running her own company. She took small steps, researching, learning, networking, and then one day she met someone at a coffee shop who was looking for a business partner in exactly the field she wanted to enter. Coincidence? No. The universe responding to her frequency. Or take Marcus. He wanted a relationship but kept attracting the wrong partners. Then he realized something. He was trying to find someone to complete him. He was broadcasting, "I'm incomplete without you." So he shifted. He started working on himself, enjoying his own company, feeling complete as he was. And within months, he met someone who was attracted to his wholeness, not his neediness. This is the law of attraction in action. Not magic, not luck, just energy responding to energy. But here's what you need to understand. The universe doesn't judge your desires. It doesn't decide what you deserve or don't deserve. It simply responds. If you're broadcasting fear, you'll attract more things to fear. If you're broadcasting joy, you'll attract more things to be joyful about. If you're broadcasting love, you'll attract more love. If you're broadcasting resentment, you'll attract more things to resent. You are always attracting. The question is, what are you attracting? Right now, look at your life, your relationships, your finances, your health, your circumstances. They're all a perfect reflection of your dominant frequency. This isn't judgment. This isn't blame. This is just information. If you don't like what you're seeing, change the signal you're broadcasting. The beautiful thing about the law of attraction is that it's completely impersonal and completely fair. It works for everyone equally. The billionaire and the beggar are subject to the same law. The difference is what they're broadcasting. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to maintain positive thoughts 24/7. You just need to shift your dominant frequency. Spend more time in the energy of what you want than in the energy of what you don't want. Feel it more than you fear it. Believe it more than you doubt it. The universe is listening. Right now, in this very moment, what are you telling it? What frequency are you broadcasting? What reality are you calling into existence? Because make no mistake, you are calling something into existence. You are always creating. The only question is whether you're creating consciously or unconsciously, intentionally or by default. The law of attraction is not a game you play. It's a reality you live. And once you truly understand this, once you really get that you're always attracting based on your frequency, everything changes. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become a creator of destiny. You stop wondering why bad things happen to you and start consciously choosing what happens to you. You stop reacting to life and start creating life. The universe is listening. What will you tell it today? Chapter 7. Mastering your vibration. If the law of attraction is the engine, your vibration is the fuel. You can have the most powerful engine in the world, but without the right fuel, you're going nowhere. And most people are trying to run their life on low-grade fuel, wondering why they're not getting anywhere. Your vibration is not some mystical, unmeasurable concept. It's real. It's the frequency of energy you're emitting based on your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions. And it's either pulling you toward your desires or pushing them away. Think of yourself as a giant tuning fork, constantly vibrating at a specific frequency. That frequency is determined by your internal state. When you're feeling joyful, grateful, loving, and abundant, you're vibrating at a high frequency. When you're feeling fearful, resentful, bitter, and scarce, you're vibrating at a low frequency. And here's what's crucial to understand. You cannot attract a high-frequency reality while vibrating at a low frequency. You cannot manifest abundance while vibrating at scarcity. You cannot attract love while vibrating at resentment. It's physically, energetically impossible. This is why so many people struggle with manifestation. They're trying to attract high-frequency outcomes, wealth, love, success, health, while maintaining a low-frequency vibration. It's like trying to tune into an FM station while only having an AM receiver. The frequencies don't match. So how do you raise your vibration? How do you shift from low frequency to high frequency? It starts with awareness. Right now, in this moment, what's your vibration? What are you feeling? What are you thinking about? What energy are you carrying? Don't judge it. Just notice it, because you can't change what you don't acknowledge. Most people go through life completely unaware of their vibration. They wake up feeling however they wake up. They react to whatever happens throughout the day. Their energy is tossed around by external circumstances like a boat in a storm. They're victims of their vibration instead of masters of it. But you're different. You're learning to take control. You're learning that your vibration is not determined by what happens to you. It's determined by what happens within you, and you have complete control over that. Let me give you some practical tools to raise and maintain your vibration. First, consciousness. Simply being aware of your vibration throughout the day is transformative. Check in with yourself regularly. Ask, what's my energy right now? What am I broadcasting? This awareness alone begins to shift your frequency because you're no longer on autopilot. Second, gratitude. This is the fastest vibration shifter I know. No matter what's happening in your life, there's something to be grateful for. The fact that you're alive, the fact that you can breathe, the fact that you have access to this knowledge. Gratitude instantly shifts you from lack consciousness to abundance consciousness. It's impossible to feel genuinely grateful and low vibe at the same time. Third, movement. Your body and mind are connected. When you move your body, you move energy. Dance, walk, exercise, stretch, shake. Physical movement breaks up stagnant energy and raises your frequency. This is why you often get your best ideas when you're moving, not when you're sitting still. Fourth, music. Sound is vibration. Literally, when you listen to music that uplifts you, you're literally bathing your cells in high-frequency vibration. Create playlists that elevate your mood. Use music intentionally to shift your state. Ancient cultures knew this. They used sound healing, chanting, and drumming to alter consciousness and raise vibration. Fifth, environment. You're constantly absorbing the frequency of your environment. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, the spaces you inhabit, all of it affects your vibration. Start being intentional about your environment. Surround yourself with high-vibe people. Consume content that elevates rather than depletes. Create physical spaces that feel good to be in. Sixth, visualization. When you vividly imagine your desired reality, you're not just daydreaming. You're tuning your frequency to match that reality. Your brain and body respond to vivid imagination the same way they respond to actual experience. This is why athletes visualize. This is why successful people spend time mentally rehearsing their ideal future. They're tuning their frequency. Seventh, breath. Your breath is directly connected to your nervous system and your energetic state. Shallow, rapid breathing signals stress and lowers your vibration. Deep, slow breathing signals safety and raises your vibration. Take conscious breaths throughout your day. Breathe like someone who is calm, abundant, and in control. Your energy will follow. Eighth, service. When you give to others, when you contribute, when you make someone else's life better, you automatically raise your frequency. Why? Because high-frequency states like love, compassion, and generosity are inherently expansive. They move energy outward. Low-frequency states like fear and resentment are contractive. They hold energy tight. Now, here's something important. Maintaining a high vibration doesn't mean being happy all the time. It doesn't mean suppressing negative emotions or pretending everything is perfect. That's spiritual bypassing. And it's actually low vibe because it's inauthentic. High vibration means being authentic, present, and responsive rather than reactive. It means feeling your emotions fully and then choosing not to camp out there. It means acknowledging what is while focusing on what could be. It means being real while staying elevated. You're going to have bad days. You're going to experience disappointment, frustration, sadness. That's human. The difference is that in high vibe mode, you process these emotions and return to your center. You don't spiral. You don't make your temporary emotional state your permanent identity. Think of your vibration like a rubber band. You can stretch it low with challenges and emotions, but it naturally wants to return to its set point. And you get to determine what that set point is through consistent practice. Some days, raising your vibration will be easy. You'll wake up feeling great, and maintaining that high frequency will flow naturally. Other days, it will require conscious effort. You'll need to actively choose thoughts, activities, and focus that elevate you. Both are okay. Both are part of the practice. The key is consistency. You can't meditate once and expect to maintain a high vibration forever. You can't practice gratitude one day and think you're done. This is a daily practice, a moment-by-moment practice. You're training yourself to operate at a higher frequency as your default state. And here's the magic. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Your nervous system starts to recognize high vibe states as normal. Your brain creates neural pathways for elevated emotions. Your body begins to crave high-frequency activities. It becomes who you are, not just something you do. People will notice. They'll say you've changed. They'll be drawn to your energy. Some will be inspired by it. Others might be threatened by it. That's okay. You're not raising your vibration for them. You're doing it for you. You're doing it because you understand that your vibration determines your reality. And when you master your vibration, you master your life. Because everything you want, abundance, love, success, health, peace, joy, exists at a specific frequency. And when you match that frequency, you don't chase these things. You become a magnet for them. They find you. This is the power of vibration. This is why ancient teachings emphasized states of being over action. They understood that what you are attracts what you get. Change what you are, change your frequency, and what you get changes automatically. So right now, in this moment, make a commitment to master your vibration. Commit to being conscious of your frequency throughout the day. Commit to using the tools that raise your energy. Commit to making high vibe living your default state. Because your vibration is your power. Your frequency is your future. Master one and you master the other. What frequency will you choose today? Chapter 8. The Power of Thought and Emotion. Your thoughts and emotions are not random. They're not meaningless electrical impulses and chemical reactions. They're creative forces, literally shaping your reality moment by moment. And right now, whether you're aware of it or not, you're thinking and feeling your life into existence. Let me be direct with you. If you're not getting the results you want in life, it's because your thoughts and emotions are not aligned with what you desire. You might say you want success, but your thoughts are focused on failure. You might say you want love, but your emotions are soaked in fear of rejection. You might say you want abundance, but your feelings are drenched in anxiety about not having enough. And the universe doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to what you think and feel most consistently. Here's the truth. Every thought you think creates a cascade of chemical reactions in your body. Every emotion you feel sends signals to every cell. Your thoughts and emotions are literally talking to your biology, your energy field, and the quantum field around you, instructing reality about what to become. Think about that. You're not just experiencing reality, you're instructing it. With every thought, with every feeling, you're telling the universe, more of this, please. So, what are you ordering? Most people are unconsciously ordering more of what they don't want. They wake up and immediately start thinking about their problems. They worry about money, so they focus on bills and debt. They desire love, so they focus on loneliness. They want success, so they focus on their current failures. And then they wonder why nothing changes. You cannot focus on what you don't want and expect to attract what you do want. It's energetically impossible. Your focus determines your frequency. Your frequency determines your attraction. Your attraction determines your reality. Let me break down how this works at a deeper level. Your thoughts are electrical impulses, pure energy moving through your neural network. Every thought you think creates a neural pathway. Think that thought repeatedly, and the pathway becomes a superhighway. This is why habitual thinking patterns are so powerful. They're literally wiring your brain. But here's where it gets interesting. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a real event and a vividly imagined one. When you think about something fearful, your body produces cortisol and adrenaline, as if the danger is real. When you think about something joyful, your body produces endorphins and dopamine, as if the joy is happening now. This means you can literally change your biochemistry with your thoughts. You can create a stress response by thinking stressful thoughts, or you can create a healing response by thinking peaceful thoughts. Your thoughts are that powerful. Now add emotions to the mix. Emotions are energy in motion. That's literally what the word means. Emotion, energy in motion. Your emotions take the thought and amplify it, giving it magnetic charge. A thought without emotion is like a seed without water. It has potential, but it won't grow. A thought with emotion is like a seed in fertile soil with abundant water. It will manifest. This is why you can think positive thoughts all day long and see no results if there's no emotional charge behind them. But one fearful thought with intense emotion can manifest almost immediately because the emotional charge is so strong. Think about it. Have you ever worried intensely about something and then had that exact thing happen? That's not coincidence. You gave that thought so much emotional energy that you magnetized it into your reality. You essentially practiced creating the thing you feared until you became so good at it that it manifested. Now imagine using that same power intentionally for what you desire. When you combine clear thought with elevated emotion, you become a creative powerhouse. You're sending out a signal so strong, so coherent, that the universe has no choice but to respond. You're not asking, you're commanding. But most people do the opposite. They think about what they want with doubt, fear, and anxiety. I want this, but what if I can't get it? I desire this, but I probably don't deserve it. They're mixing a positive thought with a negative emotion, creating a confused signal, and a confused signal gets confused results. You must learn to align your thoughts and emotions. When you think about your desire, you must feel the emotions of already having it, not the longing for it, not the anxiety about getting it, the fulfillment of having it. This is called living in the end result. You think the thoughts and feel the feelings of your desired reality as if it's already happened, not because you're pretending or deluding yourself, but because you understand that in the quantum field, all possibilities exist simultaneously. The version of you living your dream life already exists. You're simply matching its frequency to collapse that possibility into your reality. Here's a practical exercise. Think about your biggest desire right now. Really focus on it. Now, how would you feel if you already had it? What would you be thinking? What emotions would be present? Joy, relief, excitement, gratitude, peace. Feel that now, not as something you're trying to get, but as something you already have. Let your body experience those emotions fully. Let those chemicals flood your system. Let that frequency radiate from every cell. Do you feel the difference? That's the frequency of your desire. That's what you need to embody consistently, not once in a while when you remember to visualize consistently. until it becomes your new normal. This requires discipline. Your mind is used to thinking certain thoughts. Your emotional body is used to feeling certain ways. You're going to have to interrupt those patterns and consciously choose new ones. Again and again and again. Every time you catch yourself thinking thoughts that don't serve you, stop, redirect, choose a thought aligned with your desires. Every time you feel emotions that lower your frequency, acknowledge them, process them, and then choose to feel differently. This isn't toxic positivity. This isn't suppression. This is conscious creation. This is taking responsibility for your internal state and recognizing that your internal state creates your external reality. You're not doing this to manipulate the universe. You're doing this because you understand how the universe works. You're not trying to trick reality. You're aligning with it. Think of yourself as a transmitter, constantly broadcasting signals. Your thoughts are the content of the broadcast. Your emotions are the strength of the signal. Together, they determine what you attract, create, and experience. Right now, you have a choice. You can let your thoughts and emotions run wild, creating by default based on old programming and unconscious patterns. Or you can take command, consciously directing your thoughts and emotions toward what you actually want to create. The power is yours. The choice is yours. Your thoughts are yours. Your emotions are yours. And therefore, your reality is yours. What will you create today? Chapter 9, The God Mode. Blueprint, reprogramming your subconscious. Everything we've talked about so far, the law of attraction, vibration, thoughts, and emotions, all of it flows through one central command center, your subconscious mind. And if you want to truly activate God Mode, you need to reprogram this command center. Here's the reality most people don't want to hear. About 95% of your life is run by your subconscious mind. That means only 5% is your conscious awareness, actively choosing and deciding. The rest? Autopilot, programming, patterns installed years ago running silently in the background, creating your reality without your conscious input. You can consciously desire wealth all you want. But if your subconscious programming says, money is hard to come by, or rich people are bad, or I don't deserve abundance, guess which program wins? The subconscious. Every single time. You can consciously want love, but if your subconscious believes, I'm not lovable, or people always leave, or relationships end in pain, your subconscious will sabotage every relationship to prove itself right. Your subconscious mind is like the operating system of a computer. Your conscious desires are like apps trying to run on that system. If the operating system has bugs and corrupted code, those apps won't work properly no matter how good they are. This is why affirmations often fail. People stand in front of a mirror saying, I am wealthy, while their subconscious screams, no, you're not. Look at your bank account. The conscious mind and subconscious mind are in conflict, and the subconscious always wins because it's more powerful. But here's the good news. You can reprogram your subconscious. You can install new software. You can delete corrupted files and upgrade your operating system. And when you do, everything changes. So where did your current programming come from? Most of it was installed between ages 0 and 7, when your brain was predominantly in theta wave state, the same state used in hypnosis. During these years, you were like a sponge, absorbing everything around you without filters or critical thinking. Your parents' beliefs about money, love, success, and self-worth became your beliefs. Your environment's messages about who you could be and what you could achieve became your programming. And now, decades later, that programming is still running. You're living out scripts written by people who, themselves, were operating from their own limited programming. But you're not a child anymore. You're not a passive receiver. You're a conscious creator, and you can rewrite the code. The first step in reprogramming is identifying the limiting programs currently running. What beliefs do you hold about yourself, about life, about what's possible for you? Most of these are unconscious, so you need to look at your results. Your life is a perfect printout of your subconscious programming. Don't have money. Somewhere in your subconscious, there's a program saying you can't, shouldn't, or don't deserve to have it. Don't have love. There's a program saying you're unlovable, unworthy, or destined to be alone. Don't have success. There's a program saying you're not capable, not smart enough, or not deserving. Once you identify these programs, you can begin to replace them. And here's how you do it. Repetition is key. Your current programs were installed through repetition, hearing the same messages over and over. New programs are installed the same way. You need to repeat your new beliefs until they become automatic, until your subconscious accepts them as truth. Affirmations, when done correctly, are powerful. The key is making them believable. Instead of jumping from "I'm broke" to "I'm a millionaire," which creates too much resistance, use bridge beliefs. Money flows to me easily. I'm becoming more abundant every day. I attract opportunities for wealth. Say these affirmations with emotion. Remember, emotion is the language of the subconscious. Say them with feeling, with conviction, with the energy of truth. Say them in present tense as if they're already real. Say them consistently, every morning, every night, throughout the day. Visualization is another powerful tool. Your subconscious thinks in images, not words. When you create vivid mental images of your desired reality, you're speaking directly to your subconscious in its native language. Spend time each day visualizing your ideal life in detail. See it, feel it, experience it internally until it feels more real than your current circumstances. But here's the secret that makes visualization exponentially more powerful. Do it in a theta state. This is the same brainwave state you were in as a child when you absorbed your original programming. It's also the state you're in right before falling asleep and right after waking up. Use these windows. Visualize your desires as you're falling asleep. Affirm your new beliefs as you're waking up. You're accessing the subconscious directly, installing new programs when the critical mind is offline. Meditation creates theta states too. This is why so many successful people meditate. They're not just reducing stress, they're accessing their subconscious and reprogramming it. Regular meditation makes your mind more malleable, more open to new programming. Another powerful technique is acting as if. Your subconscious learns through experience. When you act as if your desire is already real, you're giving your subconscious experiential proof. How would you walk if you were already successful? How would you speak? How would you carry yourself? Start doing it now. Your subconscious will start to believe it's real. Here's something crucial. You need to align all levels of your being. If your conscious mind wants success, your affirmations claim success, but your actions are the actions of someone who's failing. Your subconscious gets confused signals. Your actions need to match your new programming. You need to show your subconscious through consistent behavior that this new identity is real. Environment matters too. Your subconscious is constantly absorbing cues from your environment. If you want to reprogram for success, but you're surrounded by negative people who reinforce your old programming, the reprogramming will be harder. Curate your environment intentionally. Surround yourself with people, content, and spaces that reinforce your new programming. This reprogramming process isn't instant. Your current programs took years to install. New programs take time too. But here's what's amazing. You can accelerate the process with consistency and intensity. Some people reprogram in weeks or months what took years to install because they're intentional, focused, and consistent. You'll know the reprogramming is working when your new beliefs start feeling natural. When abundance thinking feels more normal than scarcity thinking, when confidence feels more natural than self-doubt, when your new identity feels more real than your old one. And here's the most beautiful part. Once your subconscious is reprogrammed, manifestation becomes effortless. You're no longer fighting internal resistance. You're no longer sabotaging yourself. Your conscious desires and subconscious programming are aligned, working together, creating with unified force. This is the God Mode blueprint. This is how you install the operating system of excellence, abundance, and power. This is how you become internally aligned with your external desires. Your subconscious mind is the architect of your life. Give it better blueprints. Install empowering programs. Delete corrupted files. Upgrade your operating system. Because when your internal world is in order, your external world has no choice but to follow. The reprogramming begins now. What will you install? Chapter 10. The Power of Gratitude and Self-Worth. We're going to talk about two forces that, when combined, create an unstoppable magnetic pull for everything you desire: gratitude and self-worth. These aren't just feel-good concepts. They're high-frequency states that fundamentally alter your energetic signature and transform your reality. Let's start with gratitude. Gratitude is not just being thankful. It's a frequency. It's one of the highest vibrational states you can embody. When you're in genuine gratitude, you're operating at the same frequency as abundance, joy, love, and manifestation. You cannot be truly grateful and truly lacking at the same time. They're incompatible frequencies. Think about what happens when you feel grateful. Your entire energy shifts. Your focus moves from what's missing to what's present. Your heart opens. Your stress dissolves. You feel full instead of empty, rich instead of poor, blessed instead of cursed. This shift isn't just emotional, it's energetic, and energy creates reality. Here's the paradox that most people miss. You don't practice gratitude because you have abundance. You practice gratitude to create abundance. Gratitude is not the result of a good life, it's the cause of a good life. When you're grateful for what you have, you're sending a signal to the universe that says, I have received, I am abundant, I am blessed. And the universe, being the perfect mirror it is, responds by giving you more reasons to be grateful. More abundance, more blessings, more of what you're already appreciating. But when you focus on what you lack, when you complain about what's wrong, when you take for granted what you have, you're sending a signal that says, I don't have enough, I am in lack, I am deprived. And the universe gives you more lack, more problems, more reasons to complain. This is why wealthy people who practice gratitude get wealthier, while bitter people who focus on what they don't have stay broke. This is why happy people who appreciate their blessings find more happiness, while complainers find more to complain about. It's not luck, it's frequency. So how do you practice gratitude in a way that's transformative, not just performative? Start each day by listing 3 things you're grateful for, but don't just list them, feel them. Let the appreciation fill your body. Let the warmth of gratitude expand through your chest. Spend at least 30 seconds truly feeling grateful for each thing. This isn't a checklist. This is an energetic practice. Be grateful for the small things. The fact that you woke up today, the air in your lungs, the roof over your head, the food on your table. When you find gratitude in the simple, the complex takes care of itself. When you appreciate the basics, abundance in all areas flows naturally. Practice gratitude in advance. This is powerful. Be grateful for desires before they manifest. Thank you for my thriving business. Thank you for my loving relationship. Thank you for my vibrant health. You're not lying. You're claiming it as done, tuning your frequency to match it and collapsing the timeline of its manifestation. Find gratitude in challenges. This is next level. When something goes wrong, ask, what's the gift here? What's this teaching me? How is this redirecting me toward something better? This doesn't mean toxic positivity or bypassing pain. It means trusting that everything is working for you, not against you. When you make gratitude your default frequency, everything changes. Opportunities appear. People show up to help. Synchronicities become normal. Why? Because you're vibrating at a frequency that matches abundance, and abundance comes in infinite forms. Now, let's talk about self-worth. This might be the most important piece of the God mode puzzle, because you cannot attract what you don't believe you're worthy of receiving. You can know all the laws. You can practice all the techniques. But if deep down you don't believe you deserve it, you'll sabotage it every time. Self-worth is not arrogance. It's not thinking you're better than others. It's knowing your inherent value, recognizing your divine nature, understanding that you deserve good things simply because you exist. You were not born lacking worth. You were born worthy, perfectly worthy, completely worthy. But somewhere along the way, you were taught otherwise. Someone said you weren't good enough. Someone made you feel small. Someone's rejection made you believe you were undeserving. And you believed it. You internalized it. You made it your identity. But it was never true. Your worth is not determined by achievements, by what others think, by how much money you have, or by what you've done or failed to do. Your worth is inherent. It's built into your existence. You are worthy because you are. When you truly embody this, not just understand it intellectually, but feel it in your bones, everything shifts. You stop settling for less than you deserve. You stop accepting crumbs when you deserve a feast. You stop tolerating disrespect, dysfunction, and dead-end situations. People with high self-worth naturally attract better circumstances because they won't accept anything less. They set boundaries, they know their value, they walk away from what doesn't serve them. And paradoxically, this makes them more magnetic. People and opportunities are drawn to those who know their worth. People with low self-worth repel abundance because even when it shows up, they don't believe they deserve it. They find ways to push it away, sabotage it, or convince themselves they don't need it. They accept mediocre relationships because they don't believe they deserve exceptional ones. They stay in underpaying jobs because they don't believe they're worth more. They dim their light because they don't believe they deserve to shine. So how do you build self-worth? Start with this declaration. I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of joy, not because of what I've done, but because of who I am. Say it until you believe it. Say it when you don't believe it. Say it especially when your old programming tells you it's not true. You're reprogramming your subconscious, and this is one of the most important programs you'll ever install. Act from your worth. Make decisions based on what you deserve, not on what you're afraid you'll lose. Choose relationships, opportunities, and experiences that honor your worth, and decline anything that doesn't. Every time you honor your worth, you strengthen it. Stop apologizing for taking up space. Stop making yourself small to make others comfortable. Stop hiding your gifts because someone might be threatened. Your worthiness is not up for debate. It's not dependent on others' approval. It's intrinsic. Combine gratitude and self-worth, and you become unstoppable. Gratitude opens you to receive. Self-worth allows you to believe you deserve what you're receiving. Together, they create a frequency so powerful that the universe has no choice but to deliver your desires. You're grateful for what you have, which attracts more. You believe you're worthy of what you desire, which allows it to manifest. You appreciate your blessings, which multiplies them. You honor your worth, which magnetizes better circumstances. This is the frequency of God mode. This is the energy of someone who knows who they are, appreciates what they have, and expects more good to come, not from entitlement but from alignment. not from arrogance, but from knowing. So today, right now, make these two commitments. I will practice gratitude as a daily frequency, not just a feeling I access occasionally. I will honor my worth in every decision, every relationship, and every choice I make. Watch what happens. Watch how your world transforms. Watch how opportunities find you. Watch how abundance flows. Watch how life starts working for you instead of against you. Because when you combine gratitude for what is with worth that claims what's coming, you become a magnet for miracles, and you are worthy of every single one. Chapter 11. Identity Shift. Who you are now. Stop right there. Before we go any further, I need you to understand something that will change everything. You are not who you think you are. Not because you're less than you think, but because you're so much more. And the life you're living right now? It's just a reflection of the identity you've been carrying. Change the identity, and the life changes automatically. Most people spend their entire lives trying to change their circumstances while keeping the same identity. They want a different bank account, but keep the identity of someone who's broke. They want a different relationship, but keep the identity of someone who's unlovable. They want different results, but keep the same identity that created the current results. It doesn't work that way. You cannot outperform your identity. You will always act in alignment with who you believe you are, not with who you wish you were. Your identity is the thermostat that sets the temperature of your life. And until you adjust that thermostat, the temperature stays the same, no matter how much you try to heat things up. So who are you? Not who were you? Not who do others think you are? Who are you right now in this moment as you're reading these words? Are you a victim of circumstances or the creator of your reality? Are you someone life happens to or someone who makes life happen? Are you at the mercy of external forces or are you the force that shapes your external world? Here's the truth. You're a creator. You've always been a creator. But you might have been creating unconsciously, by default, based on an old identity that no longer serves you. Today, that changes. Today, you consciously choose your identity. Today, you decide who you are. This is not fake it till you make it. This is not pretending to be someone you're not. This is recognizing and embodying who you truly are at the deepest level. You're not becoming someone new. You're becoming who you've always been beneath all the conditioning and limiting beliefs. Think about the person living your dream life. The you with the abundance, the love, the success, the fulfillment, the power. What kind of person is that? What do they believe about themselves? How do they carry themselves? What decisions do they make? How do they respond to challenges? That person exists. Not in some distant future, they exist right now in the field of infinite possibilities. And the only thing separating you from that version of yourself is identity. They think differently. They believe differently. They act differently because they are different. But here's the secret. You can choose to be that person right now. You don't have to wait for circumstances to change. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait until you feel ready. You simply decide that this is who you are now, and you start showing up as that person. This is the identity shift. This is the transformation that precedes all other transformations. Because when you change who you are, everything you do changes automatically. Your decisions change. Your actions change. Your energy changes. Your results change. Let me give you a practical framework for this shift. First, clearly define your new identity. Who is the person living your ideal life? Write it down. Be specific. I am someone who... Fill in that blank with declarations of your new identity. Not I want to be or I will be. I am. Present tense, because you're claiming this identity now. I am someone who attracts abundance effortlessly. I am someone who creates value and receives wealth. I am someone who commands respect and love. I am someone who makes bold decisions and takes powerful action. I am someone who turns challenges into opportunities. Second, identify the old identity that needs to die. What beliefs about yourself have you been carrying that no longer serve you? What stories have you been telling? I'm not good enough. I'm unlucky. I always fail. I'm not the type of person who succeeds. These are identities, and they're keeping you trapped. You need to consciously release them, thank them for trying to protect you, then let them go. They were survival mechanisms, but you're no longer in survival mode. You're in creation mode. And creation requires a creator identity, not a victim identity. Third, embody your new identity through action. This is crucial. You can declare your new identity all day, but if your actions contradict it, your subconscious won't believe it. You need to act from your new identity consistently. How does the successful version of you handle rejection? They brush it off and keep moving. So that's what you do now. How does the abundant version of you handle unexpected expenses? They handle it calmly, knowing more money is always flowing in. So that's how you respond now. How does the confident version of you enter a room? With presence and certainty. So that's how you carry yourself now. Every action is either reinforcing your old identity or building your new one. Choose wisely. Choose consistently. Choose powerfully. Fourth, surround yourself with evidence of your new identity. Your environment should reflect who you're becoming, not who you've been. The books you read, the content you consume, the people you spend time with, the spaces you inhabit, all of it should support your new identity. If you're claiming an abundant identity, stop consuming content about scarcity. If you're claiming a powerful identity, stop surrounding yourself with victims. If you're claiming a healthy identity, stop engaging in unhealthy behaviors. Your environment either supports your transformation or sabotages it. Fifth, expect resistance. Your old identity won't die quietly. Your ego will fight to maintain the familiar, even if the familiar is painful. Your subconscious will try to pull you back to old patterns because they're comfortable, they're known, they're safe. You'll have moments of doubt. You'll have moments where you slip back into old identity patterns. That's normal. The key is catching yourself quickly and returning to your new identity. That's not who I am anymore. I am new identity. Redirect, refocus, recommit. This identity shift is not a one-time event. It's a daily practice. You wake up every morning and consciously choose your identity. You move through your day making decisions from your new identity. You go to sleep reinforcing your new identity through visualization and affirmation. Some days it will feel natural. Other days it will feel like you're acting. Keep going. The more you practice being this person, the more this person becomes your natural state. The actor becomes the character. The character becomes you. And here's what's beautiful. The universe doesn't respond to who you were or who you will be. It responds to who you are right now. So when you shift your identity, when you genuinely embody your new self, the universe immediately begins rearranging circumstances to match that identity. Opportunities align, people show up, resources appear, not because you're manipulating reality, but because you've changed your frequency by changing your identity, and reality is responding to your new signal. This is the most powerful thing you can do. More powerful than affirmations, more powerful than visualization, more powerful than action. Because when your identity shifts, everything else shifts automatically. You don't have to force change. Change becomes inevitable. So right now, I'm asking you to make a choice. Who are you? Not who were you yesterday. Not who will you be tomorrow. Who are you right now? Are you the victim or the creator? The passenger or the driver? The reactor or the actor? The old you or the new you? Choose, decide, declare. Because the moment you claim your new identity with absolute conviction, your transformation accelerates exponentially. You're no longer trying to become someone. You already are that someone. You're just showing up as them consistently until everyone else, including yourself, recognizes the truth. You are not your past. You are not your circumstances. You are not your mistakes. You are not your limitations. You are a creator. You are powerful. You are limitless. You are operating in God mode. And the life you're about to create will prove it. Who are you now? Chapter 12. Taking aligned action. Here's something most people don't want to hear. You can visualize all day, affirm all day, raise your vibration all day, but if you're not taking action, nothing manifests. Period. The universe rewards action. It responds to movement. It co-creates with those who are willing to meet it halfway. But not just any action. We're not talking about hustle for the sake of hustle. We're not talking about grinding yourself into exhaustion. We're talking about aligned action. Movement that comes from inspiration, intuition, and certainty. Movement that feels right. Movement that flows. There's a massive difference between forced action and aligned action. Forced action comes from fear. I have to do this or I'll fail. I should do this to prove myself. I need to do this to survive. It's exhausting, it's depleting, and honestly, it rarely produces the results you want. Aligned action comes from power. I'm called to do this. This feels right. This is the next step. It's energizing, it's effortless, and it produces results that exceed your expectations because you're moving with universal flow instead of against it. So how do you know the difference? Forced action feels heavy. Aligned action feels light. Forced action drains you. Aligned action energizes you. Forced action comes from your head, from overthinking, from fear, from shoulds. Aligned action comes from your gut, from knowing, from trust, from clear inner guidance. The key is learning to act from inspiration, not desperation. When you're in alignment, when your identity, thoughts, emotions, and energy are all tuned to your desires, you'll receive intuitive hits, sudden ideas, random impulses, unexpected opportunities. These are the universe giving you your marching orders. But here's where most people mess up. They receive the intuitive hit and then overthink it. They analyze it to death. They talk themselves out of it. They wait for the perfect time or until they feel ready or until they have all the information. And the window closes. The opportunity passes. The momentum dies. Aligned action requires speed and trust. When you get the hit, you move. You don't need to know the whole staircase. You just need to take the next step. You don't need to see the entire path. You just need to follow the breadcrumb that's right in front of you. Think about every major breakthrough in your life. I guarantee it involved a moment where you took action despite not having all the answers. You applied for the job not knowing if you'd get it. You started the business not knowing if it would succeed. You approached the person not knowing if they'd say yes. You took the leap not knowing where you'd land. And something magical happened. The universe met you there. Resources appeared. Doors opened. People showed up. Not before you took action, after, because the universe rewards the bold. It supports those who move despite the fear, despite the uncertainty, despite the lack of guarantees. This is what separates dreamers from achievers. Dreamers think about what they want. Achievers take aligned action toward what they want. Dreamers wait for the perfect moment. Achievers create the moment by moving. Dreamers need certainty before they act. Achievers act and create certainty through action. Let me give you the framework for taking aligned action. First, get clear on your goal. You can't take aligned action if you don't know where you're going. What do you actually want? Not vague wishes, specific outcomes. Write it down. Make it real. Make it tangible. Second, listen for intuitive guidance. When you're clear on your goal and you're in a high vibe state, you'll start receiving intuitive hits about what to do next. It might be a sudden idea, a chance encounter, a random opportunity, an impulse to reach out to someone. Pay attention. The universe is always communicating with you, but you have to be tuned in to receive the signal. Third, act immediately. Don't wait. Don't overthink. Don't analyze. When you get the hit, move within 24 hours. Ideally, move within the hour. The longer you wait, the more your logical mind will talk you out of it, the more fear will creep in, the more resistance will build. Fourth, take imperfect action. You don't need to know how to do it perfectly. You don't need to have all the skills. You don't need to feel completely ready. Just start. Take messy action. Make mistakes. Learn as you go. Progress beats perfection every single time. Fifth, trust the process. Sometimes you'll take action and see immediate results. Other times you'll take action and see nothing for a while. Keep going. The universe is orchestrating things behind the scenes. Your job is to keep moving, keep trusting, keep taking the next aligned step, even when you can't see the full picture. Here's a powerful truth. Action creates clarity. You don't need clarity to act. You act, and clarity comes. You don't figure it out and then move. You move and figure it out along the way. Motion creates momentum. Momentum creates results. Think about starting a car. You can sit in a parked car and turn the steering wheel all day, and you won't go anywhere. But once the car is moving, even just a little bit, that same steering wheel has power. It can change direction. It can navigate. Action is your engine. Clarity is your steering wheel. But the steering wheel only works when you're moving. Now, let's talk about overcoming the blocks to action. The biggest one is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. Here's the truth. Fear is a sign you're about to level up. If you're not scared, you're not growing. If you're comfortable, you're stagnant. Fear means you're on the edge of your current reality, about to step into a new one. Feel the fear and move anyway. Not because you're reckless, but because you understand that fear is just energy, just sensation. It's not a stop sign, it's a green light. It means you're about to do something meaningful. Another block is perfectionism, waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect circumstances. Here's the secret. There is no perfect. There's only now. There's only good enough. There's only taking the shot you have instead of waiting for a shot that may never come. Done is better than perfect. Progress is better than perfection. Messy action is better than perfect inaction. Launch the thing. Start the project. Make the ask. Take the leap. You can adjust and improve along the way, but you can't improve what doesn't exist. Another block is attachment to outcome. You take action and then obsess over the result. Did it work? Did I succeed? Did they say yes? This desperate attachment actually repels what you want because it's coming from fear and lack. Take action and then detach from the outcome. Trust that if this particular action doesn't produce the result you want, it's redirecting you toward something better. Maybe this job says no, but it leads to meeting someone who introduces you to an even better opportunity. Maybe this relationship doesn't work out, but it teaches you something crucial for the right relationship. Every action you take, aligned or not, produces information. Success or failure doesn't exist, only outcomes and learning. When you embrace this mindset, action becomes easier because the stakes feel lower. You're not risking everything on one move. You're simply gathering data, adjusting, and moving forward. Here's a practice. Commit to taking at least one aligned action every single day toward your biggest goal, just one. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just one step forward. Send one email, make one call, write one page, record one video, have one conversation, take one risk. One action per day for 365 days is 365 steps forward. That's not standing still. That's transformation. And watch what happens. The universe starts meeting you. Opportunities appear, resources show up, momentum builds. Because you're not just thinking about your dreams, you're actively co-creating them through aligned action. Remember, you can't manifest from your couch. You can't create from comfort. You can't transform from inaction. The universe is waiting for you to move so it can move with you. So move, act, do, create, build, try, fail, learn, adjust, act again. Because aligned action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And every step you take on that bridge brings you closer to the life you're meant to live. The question is simple. What's your next aligned action? Now, go do it. Chapter 13. Developing Bulletproof Confidence. Confidence is not something you're born with. It's not something you either have or don't have. It's something you build, one decision at a time, one action at a time, one moment of choosing yourself over your fears. And I'm going to show you how to develop the kind of confidence that's unshakable, the kind that doesn't depend on external validation, the kind that allows you to walk into any room, face any challenge, pursue any goal with absolute certainty that you've got this. First, let's destroy a myth. Confident people don't feel fear. Wrong. Confident people feel fear just like everyone else. The difference is they don't let fear make their decisions. They feel it, acknowledge it, and move forward anyway. Confidence isn't the absence of fear, it's the willingness to act despite it. Think about the most confident person you know. Do you think they never doubt themselves? Do you think they never feel nervous, uncertain, or scared? Of course they do. But they've trained themselves to trust their ability to handle whatever comes, regardless of how they feel in the moment. This is the foundation of real confidence, self-trust. Not believing you'll never fail or make mistakes, but trusting that you'll figure it out, that you'll handle it, that you'll be okay no matter what happens. This is bulletproof confidence. So how do you build it? You build it through evidence. You prove to yourself over and over again that you're capable. Every time you do something uncomfortable and survive, you deposit evidence in your confidence bank. Every time you face a fear and move forward anyway, you prove to yourself that you're brave. Every time you fail and get back up, you prove to yourself that you're resilient. Confidence is a byproduct of keeping promises to yourself. When you say you're going to do something and you do it, you trust yourself more. When you set a goal and you achieve it, you believe in yourself more. When you commit to a standard and you maintain it, you respect yourself more. This is why small wins matter. You don't need to achieve massive things to build confidence. You need to consistently do what you say you're going to do. Wake up when you plan to wake up. Exercise when you said you would. Send the email you committed to sending. Keep the promise you made to yourself. Each kept promise strengthens your self-trust. Each broken promise weakens it. Your subconscious is watching. It's taking notes. It's determining whether you're someone who follows through or someone who talks big but doesn't deliver. Be someone who follows through. Now, let's talk about the confidence killers. Comparison and perfectionism. Comparison is confidence poison. When you measure yourself against others, you'll always find someone ahead of you. Someone richer, more successful, more talented, further along, and you'll feel inadequate. But here's the truth. You're not in competition with anyone. You're on your own unique path. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. Stop comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Run your own race. Measure your progress against your own starting point. Perfectionism is the other confidence killer. Waiting until you're perfect before you act. Waiting until you know everything before you try. Waiting until you feel ready before you begin. You'll wait forever. Perfection is an illusion. It's a moving target that you'll never hit because it doesn't exist. Confident people are not perfect people. They're people who act despite imperfection. They launch before they're ready. They try before they're qualified. They speak before they're polished. And then they learn, adjust, and improve through action. This is how mastery is built. Let me give you some confidence-building practices that work. First, create a victory log. Write down every win, no matter how small, every time you do something that scared you, every time you kept a promise to yourself, every time you handled a challenge, every compliment you received, every goal you achieved. Read this log regularly, especially when doubt creeps in. This is tangible, evidence of your capability. Second, use power postures and physiology. Your body affects your mind. Stand tall, shoulders back, chest open, head up, breathe deeply. This isn't just about looking confident, it actually changes your biochemistry. Studies show that power poses increase testosterone and decrease cortisol, making you feel more confident and less stressed. Third, dress for your desired identity. How you present yourself affects how you feel about yourself. You don't need expensive clothes. You need clothes that make you feel powerful, capable, put together. When you look in the mirror and like what you see, your confidence rises. Fourth, practice confident self-talk. The way you speak to yourself matters more than the way anyone else speaks to you. Replace "I can't" with "I'm learning." Replace "I'm not good enough" with "I'm improving every day." Replace "What if I fail" with "What if I succeed?" Your internal dialogue is programming your subconscious. Make it empowering. Here are some confidence affirmations to use daily. I trust myself completely. I am capable of handling anything that comes my way. I am worthy of success, love, and abundance. I don't need to prove my worth. It's inherent. I take bold action despite fear. My courage grows stronger every time I move forward. I am becoming more confident every single day. Each experience builds my self-trust. I release the need for external validation. My opinion of myself is what matters most. I embrace challenges as opportunities to prove my strength and capability. I am exactly where I need to be. I trust my timing and my journey. Say these out loud. Say them with conviction. Say them until you believe them. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's true and what you repeatedly tell it is true. Fifth, surround yourself with people who believe in you. Confidence is contagious. Spend time with people who see your potential, who encourage your growth, who celebrate your wins. Distance yourself from people who doubt you, criticize you, or try to keep you small. Sixth, take action before you feel ready. This is huge. Waiting to feel confident before you act means you'll never act. Confidence comes from action, not before it. You don't feel confident and then do the scary thing. You do the scary thing and then feel confident because you did it. Each time you act despite feeling unready, you expand your confidence zone. Each time you survive what you thought would destroy you, you become more resilient. Each time you succeed at something you doubted you could do, you rewire your self-concept. Seventh, own your wins unapologetically. When someone compliments you, don't deflect. Don't say, "Oh, it was nothing," or "I just got lucky." Say thank you and own it. When you achieve something, celebrate it. Don't minimize it. Don't compare it to what others have done. Honor your progress. Here's something critical. Bulletproof confidence doesn't mean you never have moments of doubt. It means doubt doesn't stop you. It means you can feel uncertain and still show up. You can feel inadequate and still contribute. You can feel scared and still be brave. Because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in the presence of fear. And confidence isn't the absence of doubt. It's trust in yourself despite the doubt. Some days you'll feel like a god. Other days you'll feel like an imposter. Both are normal. The key is not letting your temporary emotional state dictate your long-term actions. You keep moving forward regardless of how you feel in the moment. This is what separates successful people from everyone else. Everyone experiences doubt, fear, and uncertainty. Successful people just don't let those feelings run the show. They acknowledge them, feel them, and then act from their commitment instead of their comfort. Your confidence grows every time you choose courage over comfort, every time you choose action over hesitation, every time you choose yourself over your fears. So starting today, commit to building evidence of your capability. Keep your promises. Take bold action. Own your wins. Speak to yourself with power. Surround yourself with support. Act before you feel ready. Do this consistently, and you'll develop the kind of confidence that can't be shaken by criticism, rejection, or failure. The kind of confidence that knows deeply and certainly, I've got this. No matter what, that's bulletproof confidence, and it's yours for the building. Who's ready to be unstoppable? Chapter 14, Building Your Dream Life. The blueprint. You can't hit a target you can't see. You can't build a house without a blueprint. And you can't create your dream life without a clear, detailed, specific vision of what that life actually looks like. Most people wander through life reacting to whatever happens, hoping things work out, wishing for better circumstances. They have vague desires. I want to be happy. I want to be successful. I want more money. But no concrete vision. And the universe can't deliver vague. It responds to specificity. So today, we're creating your blueprint, your detailed design for the life you're about to build. Because once you have absolute clarity on what you want, the how starts revealing itself. Opportunities appear, resources show up. The path illuminates step by step, but it starts with clarity. Crystal clear, unambiguous, specific clarity about what your ideal life looks like in every key area. Let's break this down systematically. Get something to write with, because this isn't passive listening, this is active creation. Area 1, Health and Vitality. What does your ideal physical state look like? Not what society says you should look like, but what feels powerful and vibrant to you. How much energy do you have? How does your body feel? What are you capable of physically? What do you eat? How do you move? What's your relationship with your body? Be specific. I want to be healthy is vague. I wake up every morning feeling energized. I move my body for 30 minutes daily. I eat foods that fuel me and make me feel strong. I maintain my ideal weight of X. I have the stamina to work all day and still enjoy my evenings. My body feels powerful and alive. That's specific. That's a blueprint. Area 2, Relationships and Love. What does your ideal relationship life look like? If you're single and want partnership, what qualities does your ideal partner have? How do they make you feel? What do you do together? What values do you share? If you're already in relationship, what does the evolved version look like? How do you communicate? How do you support each other? What adventures do you share? What about friendships, family relationships? What does your social life look like? Be specific about the quality of connections you want, not just the quantity. Area 3, Career and Purpose. What's your ideal work situation? Are you employed or entrepreneurial? What kind of work lights you up? What impact are you making? How much are you earning? What does your typical workday look like? What kind of people do you work with? More importantly, what's your purpose? What are you here to contribute? What legacy are you building? How are you serving? Your career should be an expression of your purpose, not separate from it. Area 4, Financial Abundance. What's your ideal financial reality? What's your annual income? What's your net worth? What kind of lifestyle does your money support? How do you feel about money? What's your relationship with wealth? Be specific about numbers. I want to be rich means nothing. I earn $250,000 per year. I have $100,000 in savings. I own my home. I travel quarterly. I invest consistently. I give generously. Money flows to me easily, and I manage it wisely. That's a blueprint. Area 5, personal growth and fulfillment. Who are you becoming? What skills are you developing? What knowledge are you acquiring? What experiences are you having? How are you challenging yourself? What brings you joy, fulfillment, and meaning? Your ideal life isn't just about external achievements, it's about internal evolution. Who is the highest version of yourself? And what does that person's daily life look like? Area 6. Contribution and legacy. How are you giving back? How are you making the world better? What's your contribution? What do you want to be remembered for? What impact are you creating beyond yourself? A life of pure consumption is empty. A life of contribution is fulfilling. Your blueprint must include how you're serving others, how you're leaving things better than you found them. Now, here's where most people go wrong with goal setting and vision creation. They create a blueprint based on what they think is possible or what they think they deserve. They self-edit before they even begin. They make their dreams small to avoid disappointment. Stop that. This is your blueprint. No limitations. No being realistic. No worrying about how it will happen. Just pure, unfiltered vision of your ideal life. If you could have anything, be anyone, create any life without limitations, what would it look like? That's what you're writing down, because once you give the universe a clear order, it starts working on fulfilling it. But if you order small, you get small. Order big. Once you have your blueprint for each area, we need to make it visceral. Reading words on paper isn't enough. You need to feel this life. You need to see it. You need to experience it internally so vividly that your subconscious begins to accept it as real. Take each area and create a detailed visualization. Close your eyes and step into that reality. If it's your ideal health, feel the energy in your body. See yourself moving powerfully. Notice how your clothes fit. Experience the vitality. If it's your ideal relationship, see your partner's face. Feel their embrace. Hear the laughter. Experience the love. Make it real in your mind. Because your subconscious doesn't distinguish between a vivid imagination and actual experience. When you repeatedly visualize your ideal life with emotion and detail, you're programming your subconscious to move you toward that reality. You're also aligning your frequency with that reality, making it magnetic. Now, let's talk about reverse engineering. You have the vision, the destination. Now we work backwards to identify the milestones along the way. If your vision is to earn $250,000 per year, and you currently earn $50,000, what are the steps between here and there? Maybe it's acquiring new skills, changing jobs, starting a business, increasing your rates, expanding your client base. Break it down. What's the 5-year goal, the 1-year goal, the 90-day goal, the this month goal, the this week goal? Every massive vision is achieved through small, consistent actions. Your blueprint isn't just the end destination. It's the roadmap showing you the next step and the next and the next. Here's your action plan. Daily, spend 5-10 minutes visualizing your ideal life. Feel it, see it, experience it internally. This programs your subconscious and aligns your frequency. Weekly, review your blueprint, check your progress, adjust your goals if needed. Take at least 3 aligned actions toward your vision. Monthly, assess what's working and what's not. Celebrate your wins. Course correct where necessary. Set specific goals for the next month. Quarterly, big picture review. Are you on track? What needs to change? What opportunities have appeared? What's the next level? And here's the magic. As you move toward your vision, the vision evolves. You'll achieve things and realize you want something different or bigger. That's perfect. Your blueprint isn't set in stone. It's a living document that grows with you. But you must start with clarity. You must know what you're building, because without a blueprint, you're just wandering, hoping, wishing. With a blueprint, you're creating, building, manifesting. The universe is waiting for your order. It's ready to deliver. But you have to place the order with absolute specificity. Vague orders get vague results. Specific orders get specific results. So what's it going to be? What's your dream life? What are you actually creating here? Get clear, get specific, get detailed, write your blueprint, and then watch as the universe starts bringing you exactly what you designed. Your dream life isn't somewhere far away. It's right here, waiting to be built. You have the blueprint now. Time to start construction. Chapter 15. Embracing challenges as fuel for growth. Let's talk about something most people try to avoid. Challenges, obstacles, setbacks, failures. The things that go wrong. The doors that slam in your face. The plans that fall apart. The times when life knocks you on your ass and you wonder if you'll ever get back up. Here's what I need you to understand. These moments aren't obstacles to your success. They're the path to your success. They're not blocking you from growth. They're the mechanism of growth. They're not your enemy. They're your greatest teacher. Every person you admire, every success story you respect, every powerful individual who seems to have it all figured out, they all have one thing in common. They've been through hell. They've failed spectacularly. They've faced challenges that would have destroyed most people. The difference is they didn't let those challenges define them. They let those challenges refine them. Think about metal being forged into a sword. It has to go through fire. It has to be hammered. It has to be sharpened. Without that process, it's just weak metal. But through the process, it becomes a weapon. You're the same. Your challenges are the fire that's forging you into something stronger, sharper, more powerful. But most people don't see it that way. They see challenges as evidence that they're on the wrong path, that they're not good enough, that they should give up. They see obstacles as stop signs instead of training equipment. Let me reframe this for you. Every challenge is life asking you, how bad do you want this? How committed are you? Are you serious about this transformation, or are you just playing? And your response to that challenge determines everything. You can retreat, give up, play it safe. Or you can rise up, push through, come back stronger. One path keeps you where you are. The other path makes you who you're meant to be. Here's a truth that will change how you see adversity. You don't get the life you want. You get the life you're ready for. And challenges are what make you ready. They develop the skills, the resilience, the wisdom, the strength you need to handle the next level. Think about it. If you want massive success, but you've never handled failure, you're not ready. The moment you get success, you'll sabotage it because you don't have the internal capacity to maintain it. If you want deep love, but you haven't healed your wounds, you're not ready. You'll recreate the same patterns that hurt you before. Challenges prepare you. They build capacity. They reveal what needs to be healed, developed, strengthened. They're not punishments. They're preparation. When you face rejection, you're learning resilience and persistence. When you face failure, you're learning to get back up and try differently. When you face betrayal, you're learning discernment and boundaries. When you face loss, you're learning to let go and trust the process. Every challenge is developing a quality you'll need for the life you're creating. Without the challenge, you wouldn't develop that quality. You'd stay weak where you need to be strong. You'd stay blind where you need to see clearly. You'd stay stuck where you need to grow. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this teaching me? How is this making me stronger? What quality is this developing? This shift in perspective is everything. Same challenge, completely different response. One perspective creates victimhood and stagnation. The other creates growth and evolution. Let me give you a framework for transforming challenges into fuel. Step 1. Acknowledge the difficulty. Don't bypass it. Don't pretend it doesn't hurt. Don't spiritual bypass with everything happens for a reason when you're actually in pain. Feel what you feel. Honor the difficulty. Acknowledge that this is hard. This isn't weakness. This is honesty. Step 2. Choose your response. You can't control what happens, but you can always control your response. Are you going to collapse or rise? Are you going to blame or take responsibility? Are you going to quit or persist? This choice is your power. This is where your God mode activates. Step 3. Find the lesson. Every challenge contains wisdom. What is this situation teaching you about yourself, about others, about life? What needs to change? What needs to be developed? What belief needs to be updated? Extract the lesson. That's the gold hidden in the difficulty. Step 4. Take the next step, even if it's tiny, even if it's just getting out of bed, even if it's just deciding you're not giving up. Take one step forward. Momentum beats motivation. Action beats analysis. Moving beats waiting. Step 5. Trust the process. You might not see how this challenge serves you right now. That's okay. Trust that it does. Trust that life isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. Trust that you're being prepared for something bigger. Trust the timing. Trust the journey. Now, let me address a common trap: seeking comfort over growth. Our culture tells us to avoid discomfort at all costs, to stay safe, to play it safe, to choose the easy path. But comfort is where dreams go to die. Comfort is where potential goes to sleep. Comfort is where you stay small. Growth lives outside your comfort zone. Power lives in the place that scares you. Your next level requires you to do what you've never done, which means you'll feel uncomfortable. That discomfort isn't a warning to stop. It's a signal you're growing. Embrace the discomfort. Welcome the challenge. Run toward what scares you, because on the other side of that fear, that challenge, that obstacle is the version of you that's ready for the life you desire. Think about the people who inspire you. Did they get there by avoiding challenges? Hell no. They got there by facing them head on, by getting knocked down and getting back up, by failing forward, by turning obstacles into opportunities. You have that same capacity. You have that same strength. You just need to activate it. And challenges are what activate it. So the next time life throws you a curveball, don't curse it. Don't collapse. Don't ask why me. Instead, stand tall and say, "This is making me stronger. This is preparing me for my next level. This is developing qualities I need." Bring it on. That's God mode energy. That's creator consciousness. That's the energy of someone who knows that nothing can stop them, because every obstacle is just fuel for the journey. Your challenges don't define you. Your response to them does. Your obstacles don't determine your destiny. How you overcome them does. Your setbacks don't decide your worth. How you rise from them does. You are being forged. You are being refined. You are being prepared for something magnificent. Trust the process. Embrace the challenge. Extract the lesson. Take the next step. Because every challenge you overcome makes you stronger. Every obstacle you transform makes you wiser. Every difficulty you face makes you more resilient. And that person, the one who's been through fire and came out forged stronger, that person is unstoppable. That person is you, rising, growing, transforming. Welcome the challenges. They're not here to break you. They're here to make you. Chapter 16, Becoming the Creator of Your Reality. You've arrived at the threshold. Everything up to this point has been preparation, the awakening, the understanding, the transformation. Now comes the ultimate truth, the final activation, the complete embodiment of who you truly are. You are not a participant in reality. You are not a player in the game. You are not even co-creating with the universe. You are the creator. Reality doesn't happen to you. It happens through you, by you, as you. Every moment, every outcome, every circumstance is your creation. Not most of it, not some of it, all of it. This isn't arrogance. This isn't delusion. This is the fundamental truth of existence that mystics have known for millennia, and quantum physics is now proving. You are consciousness experiencing itself. You are the universe in human form. You are the divine expressing through flesh and bone, and as such, you have the power to create, to shape, to design reality itself. But most people never claim this power. They spend their entire lives believing they're at the mercy of circumstances, subject to forces beyond their control, victims of fate or luck or other people's choices. They outsource their power to everything outside themselves. Not you, not anymore. From this moment forward, you accept full responsibility for everything in your life. Not blame, responsibility. There's a difference. Blame is victimhood. Responsibility is power. When you take responsibility for everything, your results, your circumstances, your emotions, your experiences, you reclaim your power to change everything. This is radical ownership. This is complete sovereignty. This is the Creator's stance. Your life is not a random series of events happening to you. It's a perfect reflection of your consciousness. Every relationship is mirroring something within you. Every financial situation is expressing your money consciousness. Every health condition is reflecting your internal state. Every opportunity or lack thereof is responding to your frequency. You created all of it, not consciously, not intentionally, but energetically, through your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, your frequency. You've been creating your entire life. You just weren't aware you were doing it. But now you are aware. And awareness is the game changer, because once you know you're creating your reality, you can create it consciously instead of unconsciously. You can design it instead of defaulting to it. You can command it instead of being commanded by it. Let me show you how to exercise this creative power in every area of your life. Every morning when you wake up, you stand at a point of infinite possibility. Before you check your phone, before you start reacting to the world, you have a moment of pure creative potential. In that moment, you decide, who am I today? What am I creating? What energy am I bringing to this day? This decision, this conscious choice of your state, your focus, your intention, is an act of creation. You're not waiting to see what kind of day you'll have. You're declaring what kind of day you're creating. You're setting the frequency. You're establishing the reality. Every decision you make throughout the day is an act of creation. What to eat, how to move, what to focus on, how to respond, what to prioritize. All of it is you shaping reality. Most people make these decisions unconsciously, by habit, by default. You make them consciously, knowing that each choice is either creating the life you want or the life you don't want. Every interaction is an act of creation. How you show up in conversations, the energy you bring to relationships, the way you treat others, you're creating the quality of your relationships. You want better relationships? Create them through your conscious presence, your authentic expression, your loving energy. Every challenge is an act of creation. When obstacles arise, you have a choice. Create a story of victimhood or create a story of growth. Create a narrative of, this is happening to me, or this is happening for me. Your interpretation is your creation. Choose interpretations that empower you. Every thought is an act of creation. You think about 60,000 thoughts per day. Most people let those thoughts run wild, thinking whatever pops into their head. You consciously choose thoughts that align with the reality you're creating. You catch negative thoughts and replace them. You focus on what you want, not what you fear. Every emotion is an act of creation. You're not at the mercy of your emotions. You're the creator of them. Yes, emotions arise, but you decide whether to feed them or release them, whether to let them run the show or acknowledge them and choose differently. Here's what full creative power looks like in practice. When you want something, you don't hope for it or wish for it. You claim it. You declare it. You step into the version of yourself who already has it. You align your energy with it. You take aligned action toward it. You create it through your consciousness. When something doesn't go as planned, you don't collapse into, "Why is this happening to me?" You ask, "What am I creating here? What belief is creating this outcome? What needs to shift?" You take responsibility for your creation and consciously create something different. When others try to project their limitations onto you, you don't absorb them. You recognize that their reality is their creation and your reality is yours. You stay in your creative power, unshaken by others' beliefs about what's possible. This is mastery. This is sovereignty. This is the Creator's consciousness fully activated. You are not hoping the universe delivers. You are the universe delivering. You are not asking for permission to be great. You are claiming your greatness. You are not waiting for life to give you what you want. You are creating exactly what you want through the power of your consciousness. This is God mode fully embodied. Not someday, not when you're more ready, right now. Every breath is creation. Every moment is possibility. Every decision is power. You are not becoming the creator. You are the creator. You've always been. You just forgot. But now you remember. And from this place of remembering, from this place of complete creative power, there are no limits except the ones you impose. There are no obstacles except the ones you create with your beliefs. There are no impossibilities except the ones you accept as real. You are the artist, and your life is the canvas. You are the composer, and your life is the symphony. You are the architect, and your life is the building. You are the creator, and reality is your medium. So what are you creating today? What reality are you calling into existence? What life are you designing with your consciousness? Because make no mistake, you're creating something. The only question is whether you're creating consciously or unconsciously, intentionally or by default, from power or from programming. Choose power, choose consciousness, choose intentional creation. You are the creator of your reality, not partially, not sometimes, always, completely, absolutely. Own it, embody it, live it, create your masterpiece. Chapter 17, Wealth, Health, and Love, the trifecta of abundance. There are three pillars that support an extraordinary life: wealth, health, and love. When all three are abundant and flowing, you're not just successful, you're fulfilled. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're not just living, you're experiencing life in its fullest expression. Most people have one or maybe two of these pillars strong. They have love but struggle financially. They have wealth but their health is deteriorating. They have health but feel lonely. They're living on two legs of a three-legged stool, constantly feeling like something's missing. But you're not most people. You're reading this because you want all three. You want complete abundance. You want the trifecta, and you can have it. Not because you're special or chosen, but because you understand how to create it. Let's start with wealth. Wealth is not about money, it's about consciousness. Money is just the physical manifestation of wealth consciousness. When you have wealth consciousness, money flows naturally because you're vibrating at the frequency of abundance. What is wealth consciousness? It's the deep knowing that you are worthy of abundance, that there's more than enough, that you're a money magnet, that wealth is your natural state. It's seeing opportunities everywhere. It's believing money comes easily. It's being generous because you trust more is always coming. Here's how you develop it. Stop seeing money as scarce. Stop treating it like it's hard to get. Stop believing you have to sacrifice your soul to earn it. Start seeing money as energy that flows to you in exchange for the value you provide. Start treating it with respect, but not desperation. Start believing you're meant to be wealthy. Change your language around money. Stop saying, "I can't afford it." Start saying, "How can I afford it?" Stop saying, "Money is tight." Start saying, "Money flows to me." Stop complaining about what you don't have. Start appreciating what you do have. Your words are spells, literally. They're spelling out your reality. Take inspired action toward wealth. increase your skills, expand your value, raise your rates, ask for the promotion, start the business, make the investment. But do it from abundance consciousness, not desperation. Do it from I'm creating wealth, not I need money. And here's crucial: be generous. Give, tip well, donate, help others. When you give from abundance, you're telling the universe, I have more than enough, so much that I can give it away. And the universe responds by giving you more to give. Scarcity consciousness hoards. Abundance consciousness flows. Now, let's talk about health. Your body is your vehicle for experiencing life. When it's not functioning optimally, everything else suffers. You can have all the money in the world, but without health, you can't enjoy it. You can have all the love, but without energy, you can't fully engage in it. Health is not just the absence of disease. It's vibrant energy, mental clarity, physical strength, emotional balance. It's waking up feeling alive. It's having the stamina to pursue your dreams. It's feeling good in your body. Health starts with consciousness too. How do you think about your body? Do you criticize it, hate it, fight it? Or do you appreciate it, honor it, work with it? Your body responds to your thoughts about it. When you think negative thoughts about your body, you create stress, inflammation, dysfunction. When you think loving thoughts, you activate healing, regeneration, vitality. Treat your body like the miracle it is. Feed it real food that nourishes it. Move it in ways that strengthen it. Rest it when it needs recovery. Hydrate it. Breathe deeply into it. Listen to what it's telling you. But here's what most people miss. Your physical health is connected to your mental and emotional health. You can eat perfectly and exercise daily, but if you're carrying stress, resentment, or trauma, your body will manifest it as disease. You must address all levels: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Release what's weighing you down. Process your emotions instead of suppressing them. Manage your stress. Find joy. Laugh more. Play more. Your health is not just about what you eat. It's about how you live, how you feel, how you think. And finally, love. Love is the ultimate abundance. Not romantic love alone, but love in all its forms. Love for yourself, love for others, love for life, love for the journey. When you're living in love, you're living in the highest frequency possible. Everything else flows from there. Start with self-love. You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot attract a healthy relationship if you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself. Self-love is not selfish, it's essential. It's treating yourself with kindness, respect, and compassion. It's honoring your needs. It's setting boundaries. It's choosing yourself. Self-love is speaking to yourself with encouragement instead of criticism. It's celebrating your wins instead of focusing on your flaws. It's taking care of your body, mind, and spirit. It's doing what's best for you even when it's uncomfortable. When you truly love yourself, you stop settling for less than you deserve. You stop tolerating disrespect. You stop accepting breadcrumbs. You start attracting people and situations that match your self-love. You magnetize love by being love. For romantic love, stop seeking someone to complete you. You're already complete. Seek someone to complement you. Seek partnership, not dependency. Seek someone who enhances your life, not someone you need to survive. And when you're in a relationship, keep choosing love. Love is not just a feeling, it's a choice. It's choosing to see the best in your partner. It's choosing to communicate openly. It's choosing to grow together. It's choosing forgiveness. It's choosing to be present. For love of others, friendships, family, community, be the kind of friend you want to have. Give the love you want to receive. Show up, be present, care deeply, support genuinely, celebrate others' wins, hold space for their struggles, and love life itself. Love the journey, love the process, love the growth, love the challenges that make you stronger, love the joys that make you grateful, love the mystery, love the magic, Love the mundane and the extraordinary. When you have wealth, health, and love all flowing, you're not just successful, you're abundant. You're not just achieving, you're thriving. You're not just existing, you're truly alive. And here's the secret. These three pillars support each other. When you're healthy, you have the energy to create wealth and nurture love. When you have wealth, you can invest in your health and create experiences with loved ones. When you have love, you feel supported in pursuing wealth and motivated to care for your health. They're interconnected. They flow together. When you align all three, you create unstoppable momentum toward complete abundance. So look at your life right now. Which pillar needs attention? Where are you out of balance? What needs more focus, more energy, more consciousness? And then commit to strengthening all three. Not just one, not just two, all three. Because you deserve complete abundance. You deserve to be wealthy and healthy and loved, not or, and. This is the trifecta. This is the abundance that creates a truly extraordinary life. This is what's possible when you operate in God mode. Claim it, create it, live it. You are abundant in wealth. You are radiant in health. You are surrounded and filled with love. Not someday. Now. Chapter 18. The Mastery of Time. Time is the one resource everyone claims they don't have enough of. I don't have time. If only I had more time. Where did the time go? But here's the truth. Time is not the problem. Your relationship with time is the problem. You have exactly the same amount of time as everyone else. 24 hours in a day, 168 hours in a week, 8,860 hours in a year. The difference between you and someone operating at a higher level is not how much time they have. It's how they use it, perceive it, and master it. Time mastery is not about doing more. It's not about grinding harder or sleeping less or cramming more into your schedule. That's not mastery, that's madness. True time mastery is about doing what matters, eliminating what doesn't, and being fully present for what you're doing right now. Let's start with a fundamental reframe. You don't manage time. You manage energy and attention. Time is fixed. Everyone gets the same 24 hours, but energy and attention are variable. You can have high energy or low energy, focused attention or scattered attention. That's what you control. When you're high energy and fully focused, you can accomplish in 1 hour what takes someone else all day. When you're low energy and distracted, you can waste 8 hours and accomplish nothing. Time isn't the factor, your state is. So the first principle of time mastery is energy management. When are you at your highest energy? For most people, it's morning. That's when you should do your most important, most creative, most challenging work. Don't waste your peak energy hours on emails and meetings. Use them for creating, building, thinking, deciding. Schedule your day around your energy cycles. High energy time for high value work. Medium energy time for medium value tasks. Low energy time for low value activities. This alone will double your productivity. The second principle is attention management. In our distraction-filled world, the ability to focus deeply is a superpower. 1 hour of deep, undistracted focus is worth more than 10 hours of scattered, interrupted work. Create blocks of focused time, turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, put your phone in another room, tell people you're unavailable, and then dive deep into one thing, just one. No multitasking, no checking email, no scrolling, pure focused attention on the task at hand. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish when you actually focus. Most people have never experienced true focus. They're constantly context switching, constantly interrupted, constantly fragmented, and they wonder why they feel busy but unproductive. The third principle is priority management. Not everything is important. Not everything is urgent. In fact, most things don't matter at all. The key is identifying the few things that actually move the needle and focusing your time there. Ask yourself, what are the 3 most important outcomes I need to create this week? Not tasks, outcomes. What actually matters? What will move me toward my goals? What will have the biggest impact? Those 3 things get your best time, your best energy, your best attention. Everything else is secondary. This is the 80-20 principle in action. 80% of your results come from 20% of your activities. Your job is to identify that critical 20% and focus there relentlessly. Say no to everything else. Delegate it, delete it, defer it. But protect that 20% at all costs. The 4th principle is presence. When you're working, work. When you're with loved ones, be fully present. When you're resting, actually rest. Stop doing everything halfway. Stop being physically present but mentally elsewhere. Stop pretending to rest while scrolling your phone. Whatever you're doing, be all there. This is how you get more out of time. Not by doing more things, but by being fully present for each thing. 1 hour of present, engaged, focused time is worth 10 hours of distracted, half-engaged time. The 5th principle is purposeful rest. This is crucial. You cannot operate at peak performance without recovery. Time mastery includes scheduling rest, play, and renewal, not as rewards if you have time left over, but as essential components of sustained high performance. Your best ideas don't come while you're grinding. They come while you're resting. Your body doesn't get stronger during the workout. It gets stronger during recovery. Your mind doesn't expand while you're consuming. It expands while you're processing. Schedule rest, schedule play, schedule activities that fill you up instead of depleting you. This is not wasting time. This is investing in your capacity to perform when it matters. Now let's talk about the deeper aspect of time mastery, your perception of time. Time is not fixed in the way you think it is. Have you noticed how time seems to fly when you're enjoying yourself and drag when you're bored? How an hour can feel like 10 minutes or 10 minutes can feel like an hour. Time is relative to your state of consciousness. When you're fully present, time expands. You experience more in less time. When you're distracted and scattered, time compresses. Hours disappear and you can't remember what you did with them. This is why presence is so powerful. When you're present, you're literally getting more out of time. You're experiencing it more fully. You're creating more value in less time. Here's a practice. Before you begin any task, take 3 deep breaths and set an intention. For the next hour, I am fully focused on this one thing. I am present. I am engaged. I am creating value. Then begin. This simple practice will change your relationship with time. And finally, let's talk about legacy time versus empty time. Legacy time is time spent building something that lasts, creating value, developing skills, nurturing relationships, growing, contributing. This is time that compounds. Every hour of legacy time creates value that extends far beyond that hour. Empty time is time that disappears without creating value. Mindless scrolling, excessive entertainment, complaining, drama. This is time that evaporates. It's gone and it produced nothing. You have a choice with every hour. Is this legacy time or empty time? Am I building something that matters, or am I just filling time? Am I creating or just consuming? Am I investing or wasting? Make more of your time legacy time. Not all of it. You need rest and play, but more of it. Because at the end of your life, you won't remember how many hours you worked. You'll remember what you created, who you loved, how you grew, what you contributed. Time mastery is not about squeezing more into your days. It's about making your days matter. It's about being intentional, focused, present, and purposeful. It's about managing your energy and attention. It's about doing less but better. It's about creating a life where you're not busy, you're effective. You don't need more time. You need to master the time you have. And when you do, when you manage your energy, focus your attention, prioritize what matters, stay present, rest purposefully, and invest in legacy activities. You'll accomplish more in a year than most people accomplish in a decade. Not by working more, by working smarter, by living intentionally, by mastering time. The clock is ticking. How will you use it? Chapter 19. Living a Life Beyond Limits. There's a box around your life. You might not see it, but it's there. Invisible walls made of beliefs, fears, and conditioned limitations. These walls define what you think is possible for you. They determine how far you think you can go. They limit your dreams to what seems realistic. And today, we're breaking through those walls. We're shattering every limit you've placed on yourself. We're stepping into the territory of the limitless. Because here's the truth, the only real limits are the ones you believe. Everything else is just an obstacle that can be overcome, a challenge that can be solved, a barrier that can be broken. Think about the 4-minute mile. For decades, people believed it was physically impossible for a human to run a mile in under 4 minutes. Scientists said the human body wasn't capable. Experts declared it couldn't be done, until Roger Bannister did it. And then, within the next year, dozens of other runners did it too. What changed? Not human physiology, not the laws of physics, just belief. The limiting belief was shattered, and suddenly what was impossible became routine. Your life is full of 4-minute miles, things you believe are impossible that are actually just waiting for you to stop believing in the limitation. You think there's a ceiling on how much money you can make. There isn't. You think there's a limit to how successful you can be. There isn't. You think there's a cap on how good your life can get. There isn't. These are all just beliefs, and beliefs can be changed, challenged, and completely demolished. So let's start demolishing. First, identify your limits. What do you believe is not possible for you? What dreams have you dismissed as unrealistic? What goals have you talked yourself out of? What do you secretly want but tell yourself you can't have? Write them down. Look at them clearly, because you can't break through a wall you pretend doesn't exist. Now ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Who told you this wasn't possible? What experience convinced you of this limitation? Was it your parents' beliefs, society's programming, a past failure, someone's criticism, your own fear? Here's what you'll discover. Your limitations are not based on truth. They're based on interpretation. They're based on someone else's limited perspective or your own past experience that you've generalized into a permanent truth. But one person's limitation is not universal law. Just because your parents struggled with money doesn't mean you have to. Just because you failed before doesn't mean you'll fail again. Just because someone said you couldn't doesn't mean they were right. Every limitation you hold is a lie you've believed. And the moment you stop believing it, it loses all power. Let me give you a reframe that will change everything. What if your biggest limitations are actually your biggest opportunities? What if the thing you believe is impossible is actually your calling? What if the dream you've dismissed as unrealistic is actually your purpose? What if the goal that scares you the most is exactly what you're meant to achieve? Your limitations are often signs pointing toward your destiny. The things you're most afraid to attempt are usually the things that will unlock your greatest potential. So instead of running from your limits, run toward them. Instead of accepting them, challenge them. Instead of playing it safe inside your box, break through the walls. Here's how. First, replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Don't just remove the limit, install a new belief. From I can't make more than X amount to my income is unlimited and constantly growing. From I'm not the type of person who succeeds to success is my natural state. From I've tried and failed before to every attempt brings me closer to success. Second, find evidence of possibility. If one person has done what you want to do, it's possible. If they did it, you can do it. Maybe not the same way, maybe not on the same timeline, but it's possible. Their success is proof that your limitation is a lie. Research people who've accomplished what you want to accomplish. Study how they did it. Let their existence demolish your impossible. Third, take one action beyond your current limits. Do something you believe you can't do, not something dangerous or reckless, but something that scares you because it's beyond your current comfort zone. Apply for the job you think you're not qualified for. Ask for the sale you think you can't get. Start the business you think you're not ready for. When you act beyond your limits, one of two things happens. You succeed, which proves the limit was false, or you fail, which proves that failure isn't fatal and you're more resilient than you thought. Either way, the limit weakens. Fourth, surround yourself with people who are living beyond your current limits. If everyone around you has the same limitations you do, you'll never break through. But if you surround yourself with people who are operating at a higher level, their reality becomes your new normal. Their impossible becomes your possible. Fifth, make limitless thinking your default. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I can't, or that's not possible for me, stop. Challenge it. Ask, is that actually true, or is that just a belief? Then consciously choose a more empowering thought. This isn't toxic positivity. This isn't denying reality. This is refusing to accept limitations that aren't actually real. This is distinguishing between true constraints and false beliefs. Here's what living limitlessly looks like. You dream without censoring. You don't ask, is this realistic? You ask, do I want this? And if the answer is yes, you commit to figuring out how to make it happen. You act boldly. You don't wait for permission or perfect circumstances. You move toward what you want with confidence, knowing that the path will reveal itself as you walk. You fail forward. When something doesn't work, you don't see it as proof of your limitation. You see it as data. You adjust and try again, and again, and again, until you break through. You refuse to be defined by past results. Just because something didn't work before doesn't mean it won't work now. You're different now. You know more. You are more. The past doesn't determine the future unless you let it. You live in possibility instead of probability. Probability says what's likely based on past patterns. Possibility says what's available regardless of past patterns. Limitless people live in possibility. They create new patterns. They defy the odds. They make the unlikely become inevitable through commitment and action. Can you feel it? The walls starting to crack? The box starting to break open? The limitations losing their grip? You are not limited by your past, your circumstances, your resources, your education, your age, your background, or anything else you've been told defines what's possible for you. You are only limited by what you believe. And belief is a choice. You can choose different beliefs right now. You are not meant to live small. You are not meant to play it safe. You are not meant to accept less than extraordinary. You are meant to shatter every ceiling, break every barrier, and live so far beyond your old limits that your former self wouldn't even recognize your life. This is what God mode truly means, not just accessing your power, not just understanding the laws, but living without limits, operating in the realm of infinite possibility, creating a life that defies every expectation, including your own. The box is broken, the walls are down, the limits are gone. Now what will you create with this freedom? Chapter 20, The Final Shift. You are the Alpha Creator. We've reached the end of this journey, but really, it's just the beginning. Because everything you've learned, everything you've discovered, everything you've awakened to, it's all been leading to this moment, this final shift, this complete activation. You are the Alpha Creator, not metaphorically, not aspirationally, actually, literally, right now, in this moment, as you hear these words. You are the alpha creator of your reality, the beginning point, the source, the origin of everything in your life. Let that sink in. You are not becoming the alpha creator. You are the alpha creator. You've always been. You just forgot for a while, but now you remember. Alpha is the first letter of the Greek alphabet, the beginning, the origin, the source. You are the alpha, the beginning point of your reality. Everything flows from you. Everything originates with you. Everything begins with your consciousness, your energy, your choices, your actions. This is not ego. This is not arrogance. This is the ultimate truth of your existence. You are the conscious creator of your life experience. Nothing enters your reality without your energetic agreement. Nothing manifests without your consciousness creating it. You are the source of it all. Think about everything we've covered. You awakened to your true nature, the divine power within you. You learned about the invisible forces that shape reality and how to work with them consciously. You discovered the power of your mind to literally create your experience. You broke the chains of the past. You glimpsed what God mode looks like. Then you went deeper. You mastered the law of attraction. You learned to raise and maintain your vibration. You aligned your thoughts and emotions. You reprogrammed your subconscious mind. You cultivated gratitude and claimed your worth. You transformed your identity. You took aligned action. You built bulletproof confidence. You created your blueprint. You embraced challenges as fuel. You claimed your power as creator. You aligned wealth, health, and love. You mastered time. You broke through your limits. And now, here you stand, fully activated, fully aware, fully empowered, the alpha creator of your reality. So what does this mean for your life going forward? It means you wake up every day knowing that what happens in your life is up to you. Not in a burdensome way, but in an empowering way. You're not waiting for circumstances to change. You're changing circumstances through your consciousness. It means you move through life with unshakable certainty, not because you know what's going to happen, but because you know you can handle anything, create anything, overcome anything. Your confidence comes from within, not from external validation. It means you stop seeking and start creating. You stop asking permission and start claiming what's yours. You stop hoping and start knowing. You stop wishing and start manifesting. It means you take full responsibility for everything, not as blame, but as power. If something isn't working, you don't complain about it. You change it. If something isn't manifesting, you don't give up. You adjust your approach. You're not a victim. You're a creator. It means you live in alignment with your highest vision. You make decisions based on the person you're becoming, not the person you've been. You choose from possibility, not from limitation. You act from inspiration, not from desperation. It means you trust the process completely. You understand that everything is working for your highest good, even when you can't see how. You trust your intuition. You trust divine timing. You trust that you're exactly where you need to be. It means you radiate power. People feel it when you enter a room, not because you're trying to impress them, but because you're fully present in your power. You're not seeking anything from them. You're complete within yourself. And that completeness is magnetic. It means you create ripples that become waves. Your transformation doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone around you. Your family sees a new version of you. Your friends feel inspired. Strangers are drawn to your energy. You become a catalyst for transformation in others simply by being who you truly are. This is the Alpha Manifesto fully embodied. This is God mode fully activated. This is you operating at your highest frequency, creating your greatest reality, living your most powerful life. But let me be clear, this is not a destination. This is a way of being. You don't arrive at Alpha Creator status and then stop. You live it every day, every moment, every choice. Some days you'll feel this power strongly. You'll make decisions with certainty, take bold action, manifest quickly. Other days you'll wobble, you'll doubt, you'll slip back into old patterns. That's okay. That's human. The key is recognizing when you've disconnected from your power and consciously reconnecting. The practices you've learned here, raising your vibration, aligning your thoughts and emotions, taking aligned action, maintaining gratitude and self-worth, acting from your highest identity. These aren't one-time exercises. They're daily practices. They're the habits that keep you operating in alpha creator mode. Make them non-negotiable. Make them sacred, because they're not just habits. They're the tools that keep you connected to your power, your purpose, your truth. And when you stay connected to that power, when you consistently operate as the alpha creator, your life becomes a testament to what's possible. You become living proof that reality can be shaped by consciousness. You become evidence that limitations are illusions. You become inspiration for others who are ready to activate their own God mode. This is your legacy. Not just the life you create for yourself, but the example you set for others. Not just the abundance you manifest, but the permission you give others to do the same. Not just your transformation, but the transformation you ignite in the collective. You are the alpha creator, and the world needs you to own it, embody it, live it fully. So here's my final message to you. Go create. Create boldly, create consciously, create unapologetically, create the most extraordinary life you can imagine. Create success that exceeds your wildest expectations. Create love that fills your heart and overflows to others. Create health that allows you to experience everything fully. Create wealth that provides freedom and allows you to give generously. Create impact that ripples out far beyond what you can see. Create a life so magnificent that your past self wouldn't believe it's possible. Create a reality so aligned with your highest vision that you wake up grateful every single day. Create a version of yourself so powerful, so authentic, so fully expressed that you become unstoppable. You have everything you need. The knowledge, the tools, the awareness, the power. It's all within you. It's always been within you. You just needed to remember. And now you have. You've awakened. You've transformed. You've activated your God mode. You've claimed your role as the alpha creator. So go forth and create. The universe is waiting to respond to your command. Reality is ready to be shaped by your consciousness. Your dreams are ready to manifest. You are the alpha creator. You are the beginning of everything in your life. You are the source. You are the power. You are the one you've been waiting for. Now go be that, fully, completely, unapologetically. Your God mode is activated. Your alpha creator status is claimed. Your extraordinary life is waiting. Go create it. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Your beginning. Alpha. You are now fully activated. You are the alpha creator. Your God mode is online. Go create your masterpiece.